Welcome to the second episode of The Backlog Boat. As always, I am your captain, Roberto Gonzalez. A little to my left, we have our doctor, Stephanie Aguilar. And even further to my left, we have our navigator, Jacob Burt.
Keep just fucking doxing me, bro.
I'll do it every time.
Stop doxing me.
So, what did you guys do this past month?
Not it.
Okay, so I guess that means our doctor's going to be going first today.
All right, sounds good. Well, here we are. Okay, then. So, some things that I did for the month of February was actually played Uncooked 2. For one, I know that's been something that has been kind of surging on TikTok. And I thought it was really cool to kind of see because, again, it's like having to look at this game in a cooperative way and run things back like 800 times. And I know this was something that me and Robert did. And I think we actually got the hang of it last time we played. I don't know, was that just me?
I think we did. So for people that don't know, why don't you tell us what Uncooked 2 is?
Oh.
Overcooked.
Overcooked.
Overcooked 2, you fucking frauds.
Look, I'm reading it off a list. All right.
Hey, yo, I did this at work.
What is
All right.
Uncooked 2? I haven't even heard of Uncooked 1.
Bro, you don't know about Uncooked 2?
We're about to tell you right now.
Let's hear about it.
All right. So, thank you, Jake, for pointing this out. I can now go and just die in a hole. This will be okay. But Overcooked 2, it is this game basically where you are just chefs and you get to choose between however you want to present yourself as a chef. You can be a human, you can be a freaking alligator, an octopus, and you get to like choose whatever avatar you feel like you want to represent yourself.
I believe I played as the raccoon in the wheelchair.
The raccoon in the wheelchair is a good choice.
I was about to say, I think the octopus is a better choice. But I mean, everybody has their things.
The wheels make you faster.
Is that true though? I don't know.
No, that's not actually true at all.
I was about to say, is this a tech?
New tech,
bro. Yeah, so also too, you are just trying to save the Onion Kingdom from the unbred, which is basically like these zombies. And so you're learning different cooking ways to kind of satiate their hunger. And then you just play levels all together. And there are different challenges that come up, like making sushi, making hamburgers. It's kind of like Cooking Mama, but not really. So it has similar vibes, but it's like way funner because you can get angry or not angry. I guess Robert was telling me that he had played it before and it was just not a good time.
Oh, I played it with my mother and my sister. And my sister and I were both screaming at our mom because she couldn't chop fucking onions to save her goddamn life. She had one job, which was to sit at the station, chop onions, and then bring them to me. So I cooked them, and then Bran was going to take the cooked food and then serve it. And my mom kept chopping tomatoes. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Mom? Stop chopping tomatoes. We need onions. And she's like, I am chopping onions. See? And I'm like, no, Mom, that's red. Onions are yellow. What is wrong with you? Overcooked cooking skills are about as good as her cooking skills in real life.
Oh, wow. All right.
That's a little harsh.
Welcome to Putting My Mom on Blastcast, featuring me, Jake.
See, I noticed that when it's just two people, maybe the first couple of rounds, we were figuring out what we would be best at. But after that, we really got the hang of it because you basically have half the area to yourself. And it's a lot easier to manage than with more people there. And even then, we still bumped into each other.
Yeah, did you guys ever get to like the food truck levels?
No.
Where you're like on two separate trucks and have to jump between the trucks?
No, but we were
on rafts, which is kind of similar.
Yeah, my mom kept bumping me off the truck, and some expletives were said. Either way, it was a fun Thanksgiving.
We definitely have to play it together with more people so that...
I don't know if my heart could take it.
Your heart's going to have to take it.
I put my own mother on blast. What makes you think you're safe?
I am not safe. I'm fine with that.
I know, we're just not going to have like headphones. We're just going to let you go ham, and it'll be okay.
Just going to have to take them off and hear screaming coming out of the headset. Like, I could play Call of Duty. I can play League. I can play Valorant. I'm chill as a cucumber. No toxicity whatsoever. But if you're trying to load up overcooked, now you got me fucked up, Stephanie. Then it's game over.
I don't know, because I feel like when me and Robert played it, he said that you guys were like, not to say toxic, but like hella going at each other. But like literally, it was just like ridiculously hilarious and funny for us to like either just completely fall off, or there's a level where you get like run over, It's just
no,
ridiculous.
I can't wait to play it together. I think it's going to be a time talked about on the podcast.
See, we would play.
I think it's
the
going to make
levels-
excellent content, Robert.
It will make excellent content. We would play the levels, and we'd maybe run through one. I think at most 5 times before we got all 3 stars. Stephanie, when 4 of us are going to be playing together, it'll be funny the first couple of times, but we're not going to be getting any stars.
Be funny till it's not.
And then, like the 5th time that you haven't gotten a star, and you were about to get the final points, but someone walked past you and accidentally swiped plates with you, you're going to be a little upset.
Yeah, it's going to be great until somebody burns my soup. And then I'm going to become Gordon Ramsay.
It's going to be a good time.
It sounds like it. Just calling people Muppets. It'll be fine.
Fucking Muppet!
But yeah, so I think that was kind of my, I don't know, I guess impression of Overcooked 2. I thought it was really fun. And also too, Jake, I ended up hearing from Robert that maybe your sister will join us. Maybe.
Yeah, she loves getting mad at Overcooked 2. Like, you think I'm angry.
So overall, you had a good time with the game.
I would say so, yeah. And I think it could be like, again, Jake even pointed out, you can play it with like your family members. And also too, right? Even really good friends, and it'll be a good time. Or not. It just depends.
I mean, as I said, it was a memorable Thanksgiving, and I don't think I've cussed at my mother more. In fact, I don't think I've cussed at my mom ever until I started playing Overcooked.
I don't think I'd play with family. Well, I'll change that. I don't think I'd play with my parents.
Yeah, same. I don't think I would either, but for different reasons, I guess.
I know I can occasionally trap my parents into spending time with me in something I find interesting, like at least once every couple years. No, all I gotta do is get my dad on a skateboard and we're set.
Oh, dang. All right.
Make some real family memories.
At the hospital,
Bro, I'm gonna end up in the hospital. Did I tell you what happened the last time I went skateboarding?
did you? Well, you didn't die, so
Didn't die, but side tangent. There's this anime called Skate the Infinity. I'm sure Robert and I mentioned it last podcast
So
episode.
it's a pretty good anime, I would say.
Pretty good anime, but it made me want to fall in love with skateboarding again. Just reawakened my little zoomies infested teenager that's inside me. So I grabbed my board, I grabbed my fat shoes, I grabbed my drip, and I headed out to the local park to shred. And then, I'm doing tricks. I'm having a good time.
What tricks were you doing?
Mainly pop shove-its and ollies because I'm not very good at skateboarding anymore. I guess I could manual too. Still suck at kickflipping. Didn't land very many of those. But after about a 3-hour session, I was like, okay, I'm satisfied. Let's go home. And then I sat on my couch, and then my entire body just fell apart. My knees started to swell. My spine just started to collapse on itself. And I just sat on my couch being in pain for the next 2 weeks.
That sounds like a fantastic time.
So I'm sure my dad will do great.
Yeah.
I was also about to say Overcooked 2 is also on the Switch, so just throwing that out there.
I think I played the PlayStation version because it was free.
For the first one, yeah. All right. What else did you get around to doing?
Yes,
More
Stephanie, it's your
videos.
job to keep it running.
Oh, geez. All right. Okay. I'll get my shit together. Hold on. So, another video game I ended up playing is also called Little Misfortune.
I've seen that
Basically-
game. Yeah, it looks dope.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. But I mean, it is in some ways. I guess it just depends on how you play it. It is not an action game or anything like that. It is basically just making choices and seeing how your choices have consequences. And so, depending, I feel like if you do play it, you already know what's going to happen, like right from the get go. And you can either take it or leave it. I think it is good and it kind of shows, I don't know, again, like how people view death and kind of what happens with it. And I feel like that's also going to be a theme for movies. But anyway, so with Little Misfortune, it was a good game overall. And there are different choices, and you do get different, I guess, kind of like storylines that go along with it. And also, too, your choices from the very beginning will impact later on in the game. Because I know sometimes that doesn't always happen. It's just kind of right there in the moment. It was really good, honestly. And there was
So,
just a lot of crazy shit.
What kind of game is it for the uninformed listener? Little adventure game? Is it a walking simulator, puzzle game?
Oh, geez. What is it called again? It's basically just like where you just choose, like just different. It's, oh,
A
geez.
visual novel?
I guess so. Like kind of like Among Us, or not Among Us. What am I saying?
It's kind of like Among
Wolf
Us.
Among
guys.
Us. Wait, sorry, Wolf Among Us. There we go. I swear, I'm all here.
So, I mean, I guess technically Wolf Among Us counts as a point-click adventure game, even though I'm assuming there's not a whole lot of puzzles in Little Misfortune.
No, there isn't at all. Well, I guess again, I guess you get to interact with different objects and you can technically like play a game within the game, but yeah, it's not a puzzle, I wouldn't say. But yeah, so that was a little bit.
Just keep it running, Stephanie. What are you doing, dog?
All right,
Fucking up this podcast.
it's okay. I know we can take out the pauses. So yeah, so I think
leave them in.
Leave the
all of them.
pauses in.
Just to see how it is. People would be like, "What is happening?"
Just dead
so
air
much
for 5
silence.
minutes.
There's two
Okay.
people that listen to this podcast, and it is my sister and it is Connor. My roommate says, "Yeah, man, give me the podcast and I'll listen to it." And it's been 3 weeks later, and he still hasn't listened to it.
I guess also too, right? This technically wasn't supposed to go live yet until like March. Or am I crazy?
I mean, I'm beta testing it basically to get feedback, which no one's giving me anyway, other than myself. Like, I listened to the whole thing and learned I say the words dog and fucking too much. And also, I cannot enunciate to save my life.
Same.
So yeah, if you want to have an anxiety nightmare, Stephanie, I recommend just like right before you go to sleep, just listening to the entire podcast and just imagine the whole world listening to it.
I don't think it's that bad, you know. I think it was pretty good actually.
No, it was well edited. I'm just like, I have a little bit of critiques for myself. I will have to run that up to the board.
Well, guys, it's the second episode, and we got to be pros by the third episode. So let's just.
I mean, I feel like my fucking and my dog count are pretty low so far compared to the first episode.
That's growth.
That is growth.
Okay, all right. So, Little Misfortune is a point and click, make your own decisions game about death.
Yeah,
Yes.
fun train rolling.
I mean, there's the whole thing with the dog. You've all probably seen that. I know Robert kind of brought that up, and I messed up and I did the wrong, I guess, move with the dog. And also, I guess the really cool thing about the game is that it will save right before you make a decision. And technically, you have to do that too, because then you can get more achievements for it. It just depends on what you played on. On the Switch, you're not going to get achievements, but again, Steam, all those other things, you will. So it is really cool.
It's got a cutesy look to it, though. So is this rated E for everyone?
No, I probably wouldn't have your kids play it, but there are.
Hey, I've seen nothing on this game, and I thought it was just kind of like, I don't know, mean-spirited at worst. And then you're just like, yeah, everybody's seen the thing with the dog. No, Stephanie, I haven't.
Oh, okay then.
And a scale of, I don't know, Walking Dead to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2011 or whatever, how much dog murder is in this game?
All right, so it depends on what choice that you do. And I guess I can say this because it's literally like right in the beginning of the game. You get to choose whether to play with the dog or to let the dog go. And so I thought, right, like, oh, you have to like keep the dog there so then it doesn't get away because there's like a road that's right next to there. And I guess also too, right, like just for reference, I grew up on a farm, and so like dogs and roads, they just don't go together. So I was like, this is fine. So she throws the ball at a tree. The ball ricochets off of the tree, hits her in the face, and it hits the tree again, and a branch falls directly on the dog. And so basically, you're given the option to go and tell the dog's owner that you killed it.
Well, you should have known better than to play fetch with the dog, Stephanie. Obviously,
Yeah, I
that's
was
how
gonna
this was gonna
say-
play out.
What? Oh,
When you said she throws the ball, what you meant to say was you threw the ball, right?
oh
What
my
you say
God.
is you killed the dog.
Please, I can't do this. Okay, technically I didn't, because then I went back and I was able to keep the dog there. And I guess I should. Well, no, I'll say that. You should do that.
You
'Cause-
killed the dog, is what you're saying.
You killed the dog.
It's
No,
cool.
no.
We got the
You're a
second
dog
episode
killer.
title. Like we got a theme
Yeah.
going.
Oh my God! All right. Well,
How
this is
much
great.
dog-related murders on this podcast so far? Because we're about
It's a lot.
2 episodes.
Yeah, that's
Oh man, I didn't
Not
kill
too
it though.
going
I
this
didn't
way.
kill it.
My dog put himself in the blender willingly. I'm just saying, like it was consensual.
Same.
so not maybe not a game for kids.
Right. I guess it has what am I saying? It has adult themes, and also too, there's just I don't know. There is a lot of cussing in it. Not to say that that's like a huge no, but there is also blood and I guess like satanic rituals, but not really. It's just like portals to the underworld. So it just depends. But also too, I think with it, you do get to learn about how, I guess, right, like each choice has a consequence and you have to live with those consequences. So yes, both are right. I did kill
Unless you
that
go back
dog.
in time and don't.
So if you're trying to teach your kids about how actions sometimes have consequences, we recommend Little Misfortune. Backlog boat approved. Use it
Oh,
as a
man.
tool to raise your children.
Did we not have my name associated with this?
This is your game. This is the one you brought
Oh my
forward.
god. I do want to say this, right? It's really cool to think about because at the end, there is kind of this thing that you already knew happened, and you get to really like explore kind of how different people like again view death, right? Because there is a lot of death. There isn't just like this dog either. And so it is really interesting in how what do we think happens when we die? Stuff like that.
Do you think it's worth playing through it, or is this like a you can watch someone else play it and get the same experience?
No, I think that you should play it.
You
Yeah. So
should
you
play
can
it with
really
your
feel.
kids. What's the difference? Have your
I'll,
kids watch you play it.
I'll play it with my
Oh, no.
nephew. See what he thinks about it.
No, 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 that's not what I said.
Are you
No, no,
babysitting
no.
children? Just throw this up. Keep them entertained.
No, not today. Not today. But I think it is worth to play it because it's not a long game. Like you can get through it probably in a day. So that's a really cool thing about it too. So take with
All
that
right.
what you will.
Okay, so Dog Killer, keep it rolling. What else did you
Yeah,
do?
how many games did you play this month?
Sweet baby Jesus. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I would say just 2 games really. 2 new games anyway.
What else did you do?
All right. So I ended up watching movies as well. And I think probably both of you have already seen this movie, but it was called Memento. And it was like a huge deal when it came out.
No, I have not seen Memento. That's still on my backlog.
Oh, all
I
right
have
then.
watched this, so it'll be interesting hearing you talk about this without spoiling anything.
I know. Ah, my gosh. Okay,
Yeah,
so
don't spoil anything for me. I'll just quit the podcast live on air right now.
Dang. All right, I got this. I got this. All right. So with Memento, it is really cool because the whole movie was actually based off of the director's brother's short story, which I haven't actually looked at yet. I really want to because I'm like, how do you do this writing? I don't know, Robert, if you've actually looked at the short story.
I have not.
Gotcha. All right then. So yeah, maybe that's something that I'll like update on for the next podcast just to see like what it looks like. But basically, it is a movie about memory and there is a lot of things that go down in it and how we interpret things and how we're also influenced by other people. It sounds very vague because I'm going to be very vague about it, but I think something that can help is when I was watching this movie, I was thinking about a study that actually happened. The University of Washington and also to the University of Irvine ended up doing this study. Other people have replicated it as well. And basically, it had all of these participants kind of come into a room and they watched videos of this car crash. And afterward, again, right, it was the same video that all of these different, I think it was 6 study groups had watched. After they would watch it, like a researcher would go up to everybody and be like, okay, so what speed was the car going at when they collided? What speed was a car going at when they bumped? What speed was a car going at when they smashed into one another? And what was the speed when they like contacted together? Well, it was like a leading question. And so everybody's answer changed with it. And there's a lot of things that kind of go into the study too, because again, right, there's like kind of this researcher as a person of power kind of influencing this. But basically, everybody had different memories. And so the people who heard like smashed into, right, they said that the cars were going way faster than they actually were. The people that got like bumped or contacted into, they actually said it was going like way less than it was going to. So it just shows how like our memory can be impacted by the people around us and how even sometimes people can manipulate us into saying things or even thinking things. And I think also with the director, he had also said, like, you get to take from it what you want. There are a lot of theories out there, but he has not actually confirmed any one of them. Because again, he wanted you to kind of really just think about the movie and what you got out of it. It was a really good movie. And again, it just made me think about a lot of different things going on.
So what did you like about the movie specifically, Stephanie?
I think the way that what I studied in college kind of comes back to this movie and how we interpret memory. So it was really cool to see those aspects of it. And I guess you get to see the main character in so many different situations. Sometimes he doesn't know how he even got there. And he has a medical condition too. So he kind of forgets things. after a certain period of time.
So I guess, yeah, in trying to avoid spoilers, kind of also didn't really say what it was about. So you can
Vagueness.
kind of mention like the main.
Don't worry, I have no fucking idea what this movie's about. So I'm just as confused as the viewer or listener. It's fine.
Yeah, you can mention like the main thing that's going on.
All right. So I guess you meet the main character, and he is basically like, he is trying to find his wife's killer. And he has all these different notes written all over his body because he ended up getting into this like really terrible accident where he does not have his full memory, if that makes sense. So he has long-term memory, but not short-term memory. With that, he's trying to piece together who he needs to go after. And he also has Polaroids, which is like very, very for the times
Yeah, I
at
was
that
gonna
time.
say,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to explain that for any younger listeners we might potentially get, Jake.
Anyone born after the age of 2000?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, no, actually, Polaroids are kind of coming back because of those like cameras, you know?
Fucking hate hipsters. I swear to God.
Like you were a hipster for the longest time.
I hate myself. If I had a time machine, I would go back in time, punch myself in the fucking face, and then come back. That's it.
That's
I was
what you'd
such a
waste your
pretentious
one-time
asshole
travel.
in high school. Bro,
I
I
mean,
wore a
sometimes.
fucking golfer's hat
You did. You really did.
on the rig, along with a suit and tie. Like, why? Why did I do this?
Suit and tie.
Why am I like this? Or vest and tie. Sorry. Either way.
But did you have a Polaroid camera?
No, I was too poor.
He would have though. He would have.
I would have. It wasn't on sale at TJ Maxx, which is why I didn't have it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay,
Right.
so what I'm gathering is Memento is a noir mystery about a man trying to solve his wife's murder, but he's got amnesia.
Yes.
And there
Right.
are a lot of people that he meets throughout this time. And so
Sick.
if you watch it, oh wait, what?
Nothing. No, keep it going.
I was about to say, so also too, if you do watch it, then with the study that I brought up, it will make more sense too. But yeah, that's Memento. Definitely would recommend. That's a good one. But another movie I ended up watching was I Saw the Devil, and it's actually a foreign film. Basically, it is this movie again about revenge and this man also trying to track down a serial killer. And also too, the serial killer ends up killing his wife. And so basically throughout this movie, it is just bananas. Like, oh my gosh, there is so much happening. There is a lot of death. There's a lot of blood. And it's kind of like, okay, when is this going to stop? Because this movie probably has like 3 different like stopping points, but it does not. And I guess this dude, he just ends up getting carried away with trying to get revenge on the serial killer, and it just does not work out.
Okay, dead dogs, dead wives. All right, I'm starting to see the through line
Death is a
of what you did last month.
I know. It's like, geez, I promise it gets better. It does. It does get better. I promise.
I promise,
Kinda.
people's wives just stop dropping dead. I swear.
I swear. I swear. But I guess it just shows, you know, just it shows kind of some of the things that happen. But so yeah, I definitely would say if you have like 2.5 hours to kill, it wouldn't be bad to watch.
Bro, that's a long fucking movie.
Yeah, it's kind of really long. And also too, like I said, there are so many different stopping points. So you have to be like really committed, like watching it. And also too, like it's just hard to watch because of the like really grotesque things that happen. Especially with the serial killer is also still out and about, and this guy lets him go out and about, and he continues to like have more victims. And it's just kind of a hard line to be like, hey, you like did something to this man like at the beginning of the movie, and now 2 hours into it, more people have died or been in really stressful situations.
So are you saying like in order to catch this guy, he lets him continue being a serial killer?
Basically, yeah. So he ends up, and this is in the beginning of the movie, he does like beat the shit out of him, like literally, like inches of his like life. And then he ends up getting, I guess this tracker makes him eat it. And then he drops him off in front of a hospital. And then he just watches him and he can hear him too with this tracker. And he basically just follows him throughout the whole movie to exact the revenge and the suffering that he did to everybody. And I guess also too, I should say this in the beginning of the movie, like he does end up like cutting up women specifically. So again, right, like this dude has done some really terrible things, but it's just to a
Okay.
point where it's too much.
So quick question, because I've been picturing this guy, this original dude, as a cop Is he not a cop
So you mean the person that's trying to revenge his wife?
or catch the serial killer?
He's a special ops agent. So he's not actually like tied to the police department really. He will like do all these other things for the government. And his was going to be wife because again he like asked her to marry her. She said yes, all this other stuff. Da 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 da. But her father was actually like the police chief. So that's how he got like all of his intel on who it could be for possible serial killers.
So he's not trying to catch this guy. He's trying to make his life miserable.
Right. So he did want to catch him, but to make him suffer just as much as his victims suffered.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's a lot to watch. And there are just like so many different things where you're like, how does like a cannibal come into all of this?
I feel like we skipped a few steps here. This escalated a bit quickly. Like we just went from man investigating his wife's murder to man beating the shit out of the serial killer and letting him go to cannibalism.
That's exactly what happens in this movie.
Okay.
And that's not even the craziest thing.
Yeah, I was
Shinigami
just wondering.
Tensei bullshit going on.
Nah, in Shimigami Tensei, people eat people all the time. It's not that confusing.
Oh, okay.
Like your mom tries to eat you in SMT1, like in the first hour. It's fine.
Are we all okay? Are we not okay?
I think SMT1's fun. I think it's a great game. I'm having a real good time with it so far.
All right, okay then. Well, also too, those are all of the movies that I watched. So I ended up watching 2 new movies, or I guess things that have been on the backlog for a while. Memento is like super old, and I Saw the Devil I think came out in 2019 as well. So now we'll talk about shows. So Last of Us. I know
God
Jake,
fucking damn it. Who cares? Everybody's already watched it.
but it's amazing.
Yeah, tell me how good it is without spoiling it. Go ahead, try.
It is pretty good.
It's great. I think with a lot of the new episodes, it does kind of stay true to the video game. There are new things and they've taken liberties. And I think me and Robert have kind of talked about some of them that have been good and haven't been good. And I have my own opinions about it, but without spoiling it, I guess can't really talk about them. But I guess, Robert, what was kind of your
Just drop the spoilers
input?
right now. It's fine.
Just all of them?
I enjoyed all the changes they made. I think that they fit this narrative. I mean, telling it through just a TV show instead of playing through things. I think they're doing a fantastic job. There was certain things they changed because they just can't articulate them that well or that fast because it's also just 9 or 10 episodes. I don't remember. So I think they're doing great with all of the changes. I loved all of it.
Riveting.
Well, I'm trying to not spoil things. So
Right? That's also well, okay then. So yeah, that's another thing that I ended up doing this month. So another thing that's been on my backlog for a really long time is Anohana. I don't know if anybody's watched that anime.
It's on my list too, but every time I watch an anime, I'm usually like, this is shit. So I'm usually in no rush to watch anime.
That's fair. Anohana has been on my list for probably like 2 or 3 years. And I keep on getting stuck at like the first or second episode because I'm just like, I don't know if I'm really into this. But it does get better. And to, I guess, for context, it is about a dead girl and basically her friend group during that time because she ends up dying when she's really young. How they're all handling grief and how they're not talking to each other and how they kind of come together and the different things that happen with that. So it was good. I don't know. I really liked
So
it.
I don't know. Is it like a road trip? Are they like, how are they grieving together? Do they just go to high school and they're just like, damn, sucks that our homie died. That's sad, right? I'm sad.
I wish it were that simple. Everybody grieves in their
Like,
own
if you're
way.
trying to sell this to somebody who hasn't watched it before, what are you gonna tell them?
I mean,
Sell this to the audience.
there's also a wild part that happens in this, and I guess there's a whole lot going on. There might be people pretending to be her, but she's dead. There are people that still see her, but she's dead. So it's really wild. I think only 2 of the friends go together to the same high school. The other 2, they go to a different high school, more elite high school. And then one of them, he's just like doing his own thing, being a free spirit. But they all want to talk about her, but they don't. And they actually just became more separated after everything happens. And so it's kind of sad to kind of see. But also, too, like they're able to come back together because one of them can actually see her in what she would want. And so they actually start doing things. And it's really cool because in the second episode, I believe, they come back together because they want to play a Pokemon game.
Well, that's a fucking spoiler. So now I just got to quit the show. All right, I'm leaving. I'll see you guys later.
I ruined Anohana for myself because I watched an Until Dawn Creeps video on it.
Actually,
time ago.
I watched that too.
Yeah, we both watched it. Yeah, so we know.
What the heck? Oh my gosh. So here I am just like tiptoeing when you already know.
I mean,
Like-
I've done that for a couple of anime though, and it's saved me some time, to be honest.
Wait, so do you know about the dude that's like running through the forest?
What the fuck are you talking about?
That was like the
Okay,
most
so then-
ominous thing you could have said. Like, just
No, if you've seen the anime, like let me tell you, you will automatically know what I'm talking about. You'll be like, yeah, that was a little uncalled for. Like,
I do not know about the man that was running through the forest. No.
well, let me tell you, one of the friends that was running through the forest. Hopefully, that doesn't give anything away, but I think that's only like episode 4. There's still a lot that happens, so definitely would recommend. There are some other things that do come up, so just throwing that out there. It was a
So
good
is it
time.
just a drama? Is it spooky? Is it
I would say it's a drama, but also too, I guess it's like kind of slice of life because they're also still going to school and you at least get to see, well, I think like actually 3 of the friends that are still going to school actually like go and kind of have their own lives too because they've made other friends. And so you do get to see that as well. And also too, right? They're all hanging out when they come back together.
So binding over childhood death sounds great. Sounds fun.
a lot of death?
Jeez,
Whole lot of
I
dying.
know, man.
Hey,
Whole lot of just women and dogs getting killed on this show.
just real quick, I know we said no spoilers for Last of Us. People die all the time in like every episode, so there was death in that too.
Guys, I don't think I'm okay anyway, but this will be all right. So that's also, I guess, this is kind of going to be the most ominous stuff that I talk about, and then the rest of it, it's kind of good. So I also started another. It's a new one, but I think it's really good. It's called Shrinking, and it's on Apple TV. And basically, it's about this therapist that breaks a lot of different ethics, and also too, just all of these things that again therapists don't do. And he tries to help his clients in different ways, and he kind of goes through really interesting adventures with every single client he has.
Okay, so like set it up. Describe an interesting adventure and how this might break ethics.
Okay, so wait, is this, hold on. Okay, no, I think I can talk about this. So yeah, in kind of one of the earlier episodes, he actually has his client move in with him into his house. So if we also think about it, like not from a therapist perspective, like what would it be like if you're just like working a regular like office job, or you're like somebody who prepares taxes and you invite a client to live with you?
Yeah, fuck that. What?
I feel
Yeah.
like we can push the whole he's their therapist part here because that's all sorts of wrong.
That's a roommate, dog. That's not a therapist. God damn it! I said it. No, fuck. Robert,
Watched
cut it.
Shrinking. I also watched Shrinking. I think it's a good show. The cast is awesome too.
Yeah, it also has Harrison Ford in it. So I know a lot of people were like, oh my gosh. So it was good. I don't know. Robert, was there anything that you really liked about the show, especially like kind of just seeing it?
One thing I learned about myself while I was watching this show is that I'm incredibly cynical when it comes to just media because the way it sets up all these things, I understand that they're unethical, the way he's helping his clients and everything. But I think the show is trying to be like a wholesome comedy that's not really trying to be realistic. It's trying to just, sitcoms, sometimes they take like liberties and they'll do things that are a little crazy that wouldn't happen in real life. And so I feel like maybe that's what this show's trying to do. It's a half hour little bit of this wouldn't work in real life, but let's do this wholesome fun comedy it's gonna have a little bit of drama. And me personally, I like off the bat watching it, I was like, oh, every single one of these decisions is gonna come back and bite him in the ass.
He's gonna
Like, I
marry
just-
the person he has to move in with him, and then they're gonna get a divorce, and then they're gonna have to go to marriage counseling.
I don't think that's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, also too, there is death in this one as well. So
There is.
I figured it was just given
Goodness
at the
gracious.
end, Stephanie. If you consumed a piece of media in the last month, somebody probably died in it.
I know.
So
wait,
it's not a spoiler
true.
because it starts it out. This dude decided to do this because he's been grieving his dead wife. It's another
God
dead wife.
damn it!
jeez. Okay, wait though. Like how they open it up though, he's like doing freaking what is it? He's doing Adderall and
He's doing drugs with.
What is the dead wife tally at? Are we at 3, 4?
I don't remember. Too many to count. Believe it or
actually
not.
I think we're at like 3. We're at 3. We'll stop there, I promise.
Can't wait to get to Robert's
Technically,
rundown.
without delving into spoilers, there's other dead
There's
wives.
8 more dead wives.
Oh my god.
At least 2 per episode. Really riveting content.
But yeah, no, that's wild. I never noticed that.
The human condition.
This is why you don't get married, kids, or else your wife will die.
Yeah, it's never the guys that die. You get to live a good life as a widower.
Okay, so I know this doesn't exactly apply, but I was listening to this podcast. We can take this part out, but I think it's just interesting because, like, right in the middle of it, they had like, if you've been in a wreck, and then they go through like all these lawyer things. Could you imagine, like, if that was a sponsor we had
We were
for like a
sponsored,
lawyer
and someone's like, "If you have a dead wife,
for a funeral?" But anyway,
To be honest with
here.
you, I did just watch a video essay that was sponsored by life insurance, and I was like, we live in a crazy time.
It's wild. Anyway, okay, sorry.
it's insane."
Sorry, is your wife dead? Better get a cut of that shit quick. Better get on that money action.
Honestly, it's true. Do you need financial compensation?
I mean, it would be a shame for your wife to die and then, you not to get a fat stack out of it. Know what I'm saying?
For you to have to go after the killer without any extra money.
We're full circle.
We are full circle. I liked it. It worked great. There was a theme, a whole vibe. This is what we were going for.
All right. Was there anything else that you noticed, Robert, from like Shrinking?
From Shrinking, like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I like those actors, like Jason Segel, and I think Harrison Ford does a fantastic old man, at which you pointed out.
That's crazy.
'Cause he is an old man.
Fucking old. That's
Yeah.
nuts, dude.
It's so perfectly cast though. Like he's probably my favorite character in it, just because he's so good.
Does he play an old man who doesn't really want to be there, but he's there anyway?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Literally.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
He's good at what he
He's
does.
really
right?
going out of character there, bro.
He has a lot of charisma with like every character though, and it's like his relationship with every character is my favorite part of the show. So
Honestly, yeah. And it's so bananas too, because literally my grad advisor, one of them, his name was Paul, and he had the exact same attitude towards
his
everything.
name is Paul, by the way, guys.
I know. That's why I was like, it's so bananas. But anyway,
Are you caught up
I am.
with,
Oh, wait,
with the
no.
last episode?
No. I
No,
have
things
not.
get wild.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great show for everyone out there who definitely has Apple TV, because that is a service that is necessary and definitely not just for people who want to flex.
If you don't give me your password and login info, I am not watching anything on Apple TV, Robert.
Well,
Please, Apple TV, sponsor us. Anyway.
No, don't. Your service fucking sucks.
it's got quality.
I gotta admit. Yeah.
Okay,
But
Stephanie,
also-
tell me about all the sick manga you read, unless you're just still want to talk about Shrinking.
No. We're good. All right. So also some of the manga that I read Sino Alice, and I guess I didn't know what it was going to be about. It is a manga that is wrapped. So I thought there was going to be some things, and I guess honestly, I'm just going to say this. It's like not for me. I know it's based on an RPG game, I think, and it's just kind of weird. There's also death in this one. This will be the last one, I swear. This is the last
I
one.
don't fucking believe you.
And there's no dead wives. That's the good part. But I guess
Okay,
just
hey, can I just read the synopsis of Sinnoh Alice that I got from looking up Sinnoh Alice manga into Google?
Let's hear it.
please. Oh no.
Yeah,
don't.
for the uninformed viewer, because we should probably do this at the start of every piece of media. Sinnoh Alice, a gorgeous and gory mobile RPG that blurs the line between dreams and reality, fairy tales and fact. And now you can read the manga adaptation of the popular game. Everything about Alice, her family, her friends, her life, even her crush, is ordinary. No wonderland to see here. What the fuck does that mean, Stephanie?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this right now because this literally happens within like probably the first 40 pages of this story. I'm gonna say that. And basically her crush is her teacher, is her senpai.
Oh, well, now I'm in.
Well, okay,
That's
so just hear
We
me
in
out.
there, boy.
Jake.
Oh, just ordered my copy on Amazon right now.
Well, so they are doing the nasty basically like within those first
oh, holy
like
shit, that was
you don't see anything though. You don't see anything. I guess I should
Well,
point that
okay, well,
out.
that's-
Sorry.
That's fucking disappointing.
But you also end up finding out that her best friend is also like with the teacher and you get to see her stuff.
Resold.
all of it. So, but anyway, so
What is this manga? Is it
all
like a
of it,
drama?
all
Is it
of
a
it.
rom
just all
com?
of it.
What is happening here? Because
It's
it
a
said
wrapped
gory
manga,
mobile
bro.
It's a
RPG. But like,
It's wrapped.
is it
What do you
just
think it means?
is it like just a like what is it?
Okay, so I guess I have to bring up that because basically the way they get into this mobile game is because her best friend is like, "Hey, I got you this charm, right?" And she's like thinking about this, and then all of a sudden her friend texts her and is like, "Hey, so I'm sorry I didn't tell you this, but I like the same person you like." And I guess Alice is like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she's like, "I'm pregnant." And so you end up finding out the senpai got the best friend pregnant and basically is like, "Yo, you're gonna have this baby on your own." And so it like fast forwards a little bit, right? There's like a day goes by and the best friend like kills the senpai. And so like Alice sees all of this and her friend is gonna jump off the building because she just stabbed the teacher like so many times. And so they have these charms, right? And I guess Alice runs at her best friend and they fall off the building together and
This
they
is
have
isekai,
the
I swear to God.
charms. And and so literally you get to see everything as well. If you like, oh, I fucking hate saying this word. If you like panty shots, that's gonna be in there. And then all of a sudden she wakes up and she has these dreams and she goes downstairs and she sees that her whole family is murdered. Alice
What
does.
the fuck just happened? How
Yeah,
did we
and
get
so
here? It seemed like a weird romantic drama. And then I was like, where does the gore anime part come in? And then you're just like, yeah, he just got stabbed a lot, so many times.
Yep.
Plot twist: the senpai was Kirito. This is season 4 of Sword Art Online, baby.
Oh, bro,
my
I'd be
God.
so fucking in.
I just cannot. I guess I want to say this. It wasn't for me. I think it could appeal to somebody.
So what a part about the teacher fucking or teacher stabbing or isekaiing into your family's murder was not like what part didn't do it for you?
I mean, I think it could have been like
Was it the
kind of
panty
better.
shot?
It was the panty shot. I was like, wow, stripes. So last year. But anyway, so basically, and other stuff happens too, right? Because now she's entered this mobile game and you get to meet, because her name is Alice.
Okay,
And
so
it
what you're saying
has,
is she's in the mobile game,
yes, with falling off the building. So,
but her family's dead inside the mobile game.
right. And it's like, oh my gosh. Can we have this on the podcast? I just
This
think that
is rated E for everyone.
JK, well then,
I'm playing.
Weird.
You just talked
Oh.
about
Yeah,
the
what the
worst.
fuck?
I know, as I just like talked about all of this other death, but anyway.
We
So
ain't cut nothing this episode. It's all in there raw.
so literally, basically she ends up like going downstairs and all of her family is basically decapitated and like their bodies are at different places in the dining room. So two like her parents are at the table and her little brother is basically like on the floor and she's just like she basically freezes, which is a common response. And it's just bananas because again, right, like there's also this like fairy tale essence to it and so you end up meeting Little Red Riding Hood, which is weird, and you'll meet Snow White and you'll meet another person that they haven't said yet. So I don't know if I'll continue to volume 2, but this is basically just volume 1 and there is more stuff that does happen throughout the story. Those were just some of the highlights.
How do we get from teacher fucking to Kingdom Hearts? I'm having a trouble drawing this through line here.
Honestly, yeah, let me tell you. Jeez. Well, yeah. So that was that, but also too. So the next one I ended up reading was
Sounds like it's
called,
worth picking up.
was called Skip and Loafer, and this is the one. It is just so amazing. This is a rom com. It has all of the good feels in it. There is no death. It is just amazing the way
Gotta
that
believe for a
is.
fucking second.
Jake, you need to read this. This will be fine. We will send you manga panels soon. But anyway, so with this, it is just about basically it's a shoujo. It's about a girl kind of going through life. She
Finally.
lives on the outskirts of Tokyo and she actually gets into one of the top schools in Tokyo. And so it's a huge deal. She ends up going and she ends up making all these new friends and basically finds a romance, but it doesn't work out the way that she expected. And it is just like so amazing because it is a rom-com, but it's not what you would expect. Like you don't know who's going to be together. And even when people do get together, they might not stay together. and like that's an okay thing, and they just continue on. And so this is an ongoing manga. And I think it came out in 2020, which is like really interesting, but definitely good vibes. Again, if you're into that slice of life, high school stuff, this is it. No decapitation whatsoever. Just only good vibes, good
I have
feels.
never been known to like shoujo manga about girls in high school having a good time.
Definitely not.
I mean,
It's like my
also
least
too,
favorite genre.
there is like the guy's perspective in all of this. And I guess there is like an interesting part in it too, because I guess from the guy's perspective, he had went through like childhood acting, all of this other stuff, and it looks at like different perspectives of a person. So like what each person can definitely go through. And there was something that ended up coming up in the manga where basically he realizes that the only reason that he has worth, this is what he's built his entire self worth off of, was just going with the flow and being agreeable to everybody. And you get to see like how he gets to this point and kind of the traumas that he went through, even though
Robert,
everybody thinks he's
I don't think
amazing.
you can read this manga. Oh, we really just shut that man down, didn't we?
I know. Are you still there?
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Oh,
He just ascended. Soul left his body.
I know. I was like, man, it's a good manga. I would
It
agree.
sounds like a good palate cleanser. I mean, you probably needed it after all that.
After all
you
the
went
death.
through.
Let me tell you, it definitely was. And also, too, it just has like those really good vibes of like going to a beach, right? Also, she ends up going back home, and you get to see that and the way that she reconnects with her family. And she has an amazing support system in Tokyo, which is her aunt. But there is also something really interesting about that relationship, too. And it's just amazing what you find out. So it's presented in this way like, oh, everything is good and fine. But when you get to actually get to know the characters, they go through so much and it's so amazing.
It's a good wholesome time.
Well, depending on what you went through as a kid and also to like how you grew up,
I grew up hating my teenage self, so I'm sure it would work out fine.
it depends. But definitely give it a read, kind of see what it's like. And then the last thing I ended up reading is Catch These Hands. And I literally just got this manga because it says Catch These Hands. And it was not what I was expecting. It was a rom-com as well, but it's basically with like two delinquent high school girls that ended up being rivals and then they meet again and one of them really wants to go out with the other one. And so you get to see kind of their adventures there.
So a Yuri rom-com is what you're saying. No
Yeah.
boxing, just Yuri.
I mean, there are like these dramatic scenes where it looks like they're gonna fight, but then they don't. So
All right, sold.
So, what are they rivals in? Just in general,
Fighting.
or like?
yeah, it's because they were both delinquents. So
Is there any good panels of martial arts?
no, but there's really good posing.
So there's no suplexes, there's no triangle chokes, there's no arm bars.
Oh wait,
There's
that's
no
a lie.
straight crosses.
Actually, there is. Yeah, they do. Hmm. You
They
gotta
do
look for
what?
them.
Tell me specifically what they did.
Jake, I feel like that would take away the point of reading the manga. Maybe you just need to catch these hands. Huh? No, okay, never mind.
All right,
It's
But
beautiful. It was beautiful.
find another third. Find someone else to be the person with bad opinions on your podcast. I'm done.
all right, and that's what I did.
It's quite the month.
It's true. It's true. Not too many dead wives. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, just the bare minimum amount of dead spouses. You going, Robert, or am I going? You rock,
It's
paper, scissorsing it? What are
I
we
feel
doing?
like the navigator can make that decision.
All right, well, the navigator says you because I have to grab another beer.
All right, so I'll go.
Wow, that
I'm
was
gonna-
definitely organic and not edited in.
Obviously.
I'm so excited to hear about your month this week.
So going off of speaking of mangas, and also because I want to get rid of the non-backlog things first, since this is the backlog boat, and
You already ruined the show, Robert.
yeah, exactly. I read the first volume of a manga called Beat in Motion, and I really enjoy it. There's only one volume out right now, one chapter, I guess, so not even a volume. It's about this kid who goes to an animator comes to their school, and all the kids, they draw some quick thing. Animator looks at him and says, yo, you're going to be great one day. Hope one day you can come work with us. And this just like fills this kid with like, oh man, I'm going to be an animator. And so he starts just drawing like flip note pads, drawing a bunch of drawings and everything. He loves this. He shows them to his parents, shows them to everyone. He loves every single one. He thinks he's getting better. By the time he gets to like middle school, he's fascinated by how animating helps him see the world. So there's a girl and he's like, oh, yeah, like she moves in such a specific way. Like when she goes running, you can tell it's her just by the way she runs. So he like draws her running and he's got the little sketch pad. And of course, some kids show up, they take it away from him and they're like, oh my God, look, he drew this girl. They go, they show it to the girl. The girl looks at him and says, hey, please don't draw me like that. Kind of creepy. So he vows to never draw again.
Escalated a bit quick.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, drawing's terrible. Like, I don't want to be a creep. I'll never draw again. Dream dead. One of his buddies in high school is playing guitar, and he's like, hey, man, you want to get some girls? Why don't you join a band with us? And he's like, I don't really know how to play anything. And he's like, nah, man, playing guitar, super easy. Just join a band with us. Come on. And he's like, but I don't really. He's like, join our band. All right. He joins the band and, he's just playing with these dudes and he's having a good time. He's loving it and he sees it. He sees his future. He's like, man, I'm going to be in a band. Maybe we'll make it huge. Everything will be great. And there's this like girl who is already famous, who sings, he loves. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to make it big in the music industry. And then like, I'm going to marry that girl. And his buddies are like, bro, you don't even know that girl. What you mean you're going to marry her? He's like, I'm going to marry her. And we're going to do great. Everything's going to be cool. And so they go to their first show. It's like a talent show thing. And they're playing. And that's when he realizes that they have no talent. Everyone hates him. No one wants to listen to him. And they like the people after him, but not them. But they keep at it, They go, they do gigs and everything that they pay for because they're paying to play. Almost empty places that don't have anyone listening to him. And slowly but surely, he realizes that he isn't going to make it in the music world. And the band just kind of dissolves. And he goes home by himself and he's just drinking beer on his bed. And he opens up YouTube and he sees that some person's animation just got a bunch of views and a bunch of likes. And he's just like, this sucks. I hate myself. One of his buddies asks him to go to a bar. And he doesn't even want to go out, but he's like, all right, sure, cool, whatever, I'll go out. Goes out, he's having some drinks with his buddy, and his buddy's like, yeah, man, I've been doing this music thing. I think I'm really good at it. I think I'm going to do good. And this guy at this point, he's had some drinks, and he's just like, yeah, bro, I'm sure. And he's like, nah, man, I'm going to make it big. Everything's going to be great. And he's just kind of being a downer, and he's like, yeah, dreaming's free, bud. Good for you. And he hears this girl across the bar go like, fucking loser. And he's like, she can't be talking to me. But as he keeps going, this girl eventually walks up to him and he ends up walking home with her. And she's like, yo, I wish there was some place we could go, to like be more comfortable. And he's like, she's like, you know what I'm getting at, right? And then all of a sudden she's like, bro, you're a fucking loser. You fucking suck. And I hate people like you. You're the worst. Why do you gotta like suck other people's dreams away from them just because you hate life? And he's like up against the sidewalk and she's like, I hate guys like you. Guys like you should just die. And as a bus is coming, she just kicks him out into the street. But there's a guardrail that stops it. And then she's just laughing. And she's like, you dumb bitch. You fucking suck. Stop ruining people's dreams. I just killed you. You just died. You can do whatever you want and not care. You have an extra shot at life now. Go do something you fucking want to do and stop being a loser. And that's how he decides he's going to get back into animating. And that's the first chapter.
Holy fuck, that was a long fucking chapter, my guy. I was gonna
it's really
how many
long.
pages of this manga did you just fucking
It's 60. It's 60. It's the first 60.
Okay.
But it's the only thing that's out, and it's just an intro to it. So that's what I assume it's gonna be.
Yeah, most definitely not an existential nightmare. It's fine.
Yeah. So, good stuff. Just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Good wholesome stuff.
Little manga.
Show it to your kids.
It's it's follow your dreams. That's what I got out of it.
Follow your dreams, or some random woman at a bar will try to murder you.
Or give you a second shot at life, depending on how you look at it. Technically, if Stephanie's deal was death, mine is rebirth.
I mean, he still died.
I mean, this can put it all into perspective for me.
What do you mean he died?
I mean, he died. But also, too, I guess, like, was this man really just a dream assassin, or he was just dream assassinating his own dreams?
Yeah, this guy sounds like a fucking loser.
That's what she thought.
It's not a thought, it's a fact.
Well, Beat in Motion, highly recommend. I'm sure it'll go interesting places.
Highly recommend. Hope you're not at a crossroads in your life or you're not sure what to do about your broken dreams.
I was about to say, did you not have an existential crisis? I feel like I would. I'd read this and I'd be like, whoa.
No, it's not like I'm trying to get into animating right now or anything, so I couldn't relate at all. Or like I tried playing music and stuff. It's
Nah,
it's fine.
my shit's kind of coming together. Everything's kind of up Millhouse for me.
Let's moving on to the next thing, which
Oh,
keeping in the theme of death
I thought it was rebirth.
and rebirth, I watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and
What
so
a
did
bad
Jake.
fucking movie. What a terrible fucking show. Don't watch it.
And I'm also doing this one next because it's also not a backlog thing. This just came out this year, or actually, technically, it came out last year in December. What a movie! The animation's great, like god tier animation. This looks like an anime almost. The voice acting's amazing. It does the Shrek thing where it's really a movie for older people, but it still can keep a kid entertained throughout the whole thing. Made me really excited for animation because it pushes the boundaries of animation, I would say.
Am I supposed to jump in on this? Because I watched this too.
You can say what you thought about it.
No, it's fine.
You have no opinions on it.
I'm sorry, did you have any opinions on fucking Beastars? Last podcast?
Puss in Boots is better.
Okay, I won't argue. Puss in Boots is actually pretty good. Puss in Boots pushes the boundaries of 3D animation by utilizing 2D techniques, not too unsimilar to Enter the Spider-Verse. So, as a child who grew up rewatching Shrek 1 and 2, and I kind of fell off from there, my expectations for this movie weren't really like that high, but the movie manages to be an artistic masterpiece while simultaneously being a fun romp for children and adults alike. Like, the movie starts off with a musical number that's kind of a banger.
It is a banger.
Like, the first 5 minutes of this movie is basically just a music video of Puss in Boots doing some cool shit, of doing some Attack on Titan style Titan hunting while playing a lute at the same time. But it's also a story about accepting death. So, show it to your children.
You should show it to your
So
children.
they could ask, "Hey, Dad, am I gonna die?" And then you go, "Yes, you will."
See, I don't want to get too far
That
into
you
spoiler
are mortal.
territory because Stephanie hasn't watched it, but it is
That's
also
fine.
a movie about death and rebirth. I
I
would say.
mean, the setup is Puss just biffed his eighth life, and now he's having an existential crisis and is struggling to be the fearless hero he once was. Because now he's terrified of dying.
Yeah, before that, he just didn't care about that shit. He was just
Yeah,
like,
he just didn't give a shit. He's like, "Yeah, whatever. Do whatever I want. I'm a hero. I'm a badass. People sing songs about me." And now he's just like, "Oh no,
I'll die for the
I
bid,
can't keep
bro.
doing this shit, bro."
Wait a minute. So is this supposed to like mirror like when you're younger and then you grow older and then you become more like cognizant of these things?
You can take it that way, yeah.
I mean, yeah, because like kids and young folk don't really, I don't know, think about their own mortality usually until they have some kind of brush with it, and then they go, "Oh,
Yeah, you climb trees, do shit you're not supposed to do, climb into
to be honest with
ovens,
you,
play with
yeah, I don't know how the
knives.
fuck I'm not dead already." To be honest with you, the amount of times Robert and I have almost died at the same time is more fingers than I have to count.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when we weren't kids.
Well, I mean, I don't know, driving to Seattle is always nuts, but like it's like every time it's just like, amount of times we've almost gotten knocked into a ravine due to shitty drivers is, as I said, more fingers than I have to count.
It's fine. We're still here. We're still kicking.
Yeah, it's cool. We're probably going to die in a car crash on the way to Seattle one day if trends show. So it's cool. It's fine. We'll probably be playing the Puss in Boots soundtrack the whole way there because it's kind of a banger.
It is a banger.
Just
So I
gonna knock on
know.
wood for both of
Nah.
you.
Don't even worry about that. We don't need it.
Nah, it's cool. You have So I remember driving back from Robert's birthday party, and the entire roads were just covered in ice, and I was just Tokyo drifting the whole way back home with his friend Connor in my passenger seat, just sleeping the whole way through. And I'm like, I'm so happy for this man that he managed to sleep through this whole thing because I am
Wait,
repeatedly shitting myself.
did this just happen? You mean Robert's last birthday?
Yeah, I almost died multiple times. It was
Oh,
great.
Good times. Good times.
There was like 2 inches of snow on the freeway and I had to pass a semi or just like have zero visibility because the semi kept throwing snow onto my window shield. So it's just like, I pass and potentially die, or I stay here, and if the semi in front of me breaks, I'm not going to see it in time to be able to break. So let's make some choices, baby. Let's roll some dice, baby. And that's what Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is all about.
It really is.
That was beautiful. I get it.
I know that I have to do backlog things, which is why when Metroid Prime got remastered for the Nintendo Switch, I had to make a hard choice. Now, technically, it's a remaster of an old game,
Did you play Metroid?
but I played it.
Did you play
So it
Metroid
wouldn't be-
Prime or Metroid?
So it wouldn't be a backlog game. And that's why I didn't play Metroid Prime.
Thank you.
I played Metroid Dread, which has been on my backlog.
I guess.
I never played any of the 2D Metroid games. None of them.
Played the first one. It's pretty fun.
And I bought Metroid Dread because it was hot. Like everyone wanted it. And then I never played it till now. Metroid Dread is honestly, and I'm saying this as someone who only played Metroid Prime and the second one. Metroid Dread has all the DNA of Metroid Prime in it, which leads me to believe that Metroid Prime has all the DNA of Metroid in it. Because it plays almost exactly the same. It's just 2D.
Robert, for perspective, I've never played a Metroid Prime game, but do you backtrack towards areas with new equipment, being able to access new areas you weren't able to access before because you just got new weapons and equipment to help you solve problems you couldn't solve before?
Yeah.
Then yeah, they're probably the same fucking game.
Yeah, no, and it was really fun, and it brought back so many memories because all the sounds are still there. The sound design is the same as the Metroid Prime games. Like, sure, there are different like songs, the opening of doors, the shooting of things, the sound when you get a new upgrade. It's all there. And man, I had a blast playing this game. If you don't know what these games are, play as Samus, which, spoiler alert, is a girl.
Not in my games.
And you usually start these games out having all your being your final form, but then something happens, you lose all your powers, and you're forced to go around and get them back in order to escape the place you're in or leave where you're at, because usually you crash land somewhere or you wake up and don't know what you're doing somewhere. And yeah, they're fun games. It's fun to play, fun to discover things, fun to get to new areas. There's certain puzzles that you don't necessarily need to do, but you will get upgrades for it, and it's just fun to see if mechanically you can do it with all the abilities. Because sometimes they just string all the different upgrades you have. So you have a phase shift where you can like just go through things. Then you have a sprint that breaks through anything in front of your way. But then you also have to instantly, you have to time things perfectly right in order to make a jump to the point where you can grapple. And you have like a fraction of a second to land that grapple in order to pull yourself up somewhere. Double jump onto a platform that's going to disappear in 2 seconds. Run, slide, do all this in one like swoop. And it's so fun actually mechanically getting there to where you can do these things. It's a great game. And it was on my backlog, so now I can go play Metroid Prime.
Yeah, proud of. Fuck you. Stop.
I have to revisit this game.
I have put so much shit on your backlog that you haven't even touched. If anything, I should play Metroid Prime Remastered so I can talk about it, because I've never played a Metroid Prime game before, Robert.
Stephanie, you ever played Metroid Prime?
You know what? I'm gonna do that. Fuck you.
So I've actually heard about it, like Super Smash Bros. And stuff like that. That's the only reason kind of why I know about it. Because, again, right, being in the game. But I guess, would this be something that I should play? Do you feel like, for me, it would be good? Or do you feel like, nah, this just ain't it?
Oh, I was just asking if you played it. Like,
Oh, I know, but would you recommend it? Or no?
I would recommend that game to anyone. It's a really fun game.
Okay. All right.
At least the version I played on GameCube. I don't even know how many years ago.
Look forward to the Metroid talk on March, where Jake beats Metroid Prime 2022 2023.
2023.
Before
Jesus.
Robert has a chance to talk about it, so we can't talk about it on the podcast.
Dang, we're
That's
going
cool.
back in time.
That's fine. Because I will not play it this month. So.
I don't have an income right now, so I'm just kind of talking shit for no reason. I can't afford that game.
I watched a couple of shows. Or sorry, were you going to say something else about Metroid?
No, I was just going to say shout out to my unemployed homies. Keep it running.
We're free, so... All right. I watched 2 shows this month. First one I'll talk about is Mythic Quest. Mythic Quest was made by a lot of the same team from the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia team. So going in, I know it's a comedy. I thought this is probably going to have some DNA of It's Always Sunny. Like, I'm going to see some trace of it here. And that never happened. Like, This is a comedy about video game developers and like the entire video game industry. So like marketing, design, animating, all of it. And it's just kind of like an office style sitcom where you go through the day-to-day lives of these people. It's fairly realistic in terms of probably what it's like working there, but it's not like showing you any coding or anything. So don't expect like a Mr. Robot levels of realism. It's genuinely funny and sometimes touching. I really like the acting here. Is Rob, the guy that plays Mac on It's Always Sunny, is also one of the main characters here, and he does a great job just being this character, this narcissistic head of this video game company who just he's full of himself, but also he knows he's full of himself. So that gives a lot of moments of just it has a lot of really great moments where you just see this whole team's the way it works, the way it runs. It's just a good time. Doesn't get too sad, and you can just enjoy it and have a good time. I think you'll really like this, Jake, since
Yeah, as an aspiring game developer who went to school for 8 years to learn how to make video games, sell me the show, dog. Fuck. God, stop. Edit it out. Edit it out, Robert.
look, man, I heard at the beginning of this podcast, we're running it raw, doing it all.
Oh no.
I mean, it's super funny. It shows you kind of like what each side goes through. So, obviously someone who's in marketing and who just deals with like the money side of things, they're not going to care how long it takes the animators to animate things. And it's funny to see all those dynamics play out and seeing just the hierarchy of things. Coders consider themselves superior to animators because they feel like they have the harder job and they're actually making the game. So one of the ongoing jokes is just how much abuse the animators have to go through. Because like the main guy will be like, all right, guys, I'm going for something that's like this, and like this. And just go ahead and do that. And then we'll go from there. And the animators will be like, so is there anything you want to be a little more specific about so that we can try and get it done right the first time and not have you come back and tell us how you want us to tweak this, and that, and then do it all over again? And the guy's like, no, I like the system we got. It works out great. Like you guys you kill it the first time. You guys show me this thing and it's exactly what I wanted. Then I realize that it's not what I really wanted now that I'm looking at it. So then we figure out what I really want. He's like, it's a great system. And they're like, yeah, but like, it's just, we've been overworked and like all this. And he's like, you guys got this. It's great. And so it's a lot of stuff like that I got a lot out of it. I thought it was really funny.
I mean, I guess I technically do work in an office development environment. I just don't go back to work till like the beginning of March.
Yeah. And if you like video games.
Yeah, somebody who works in an office development environment. Yeah, sounds like I probably get someone out of the show.
And like I said, if you like video games, it also does this thing where it transitions from scene to scene by showing a little clip of a video game. And it's always fun to just try and guess what it is. Like at first, I was like, are they just stealing clips of For Honor and passing it off as their game? But then one of the next transitions was like a really old model of Katarina from League of Legends. And I was like, wait a minute. Then I was like, oh, they're just
them shitty 2011
I was like, they're just throwing in little video game clips as their transitions. And it's just fun to be like, I know what that was. That was this game. So it's fun.
So wait, it's actual like real video games then, like throughout, or is it just those two that come up?
So it's different clips from different video games for their transitions. But that's just for the transitions, and that's not like the actual game they're working on. They're working on a fictional game that doesn't exist in real life.
What kind of game are they working on, Robert?
They work on an MMO.
Fucking gross.
See, but that's what it's about.
Play them?
Huh?
I said, wait, don't you guys like play MMOs together?
I don't play MMOs.
No. What the fuck?
What?
Who likes MMOs?
Shy.
I do too.
Gross. Get off this podcast. Get the fuck out.
That's fair. All right. Goodbye, guys.
What MMOs? Are you playing any MMOs now?
No, but in the past.
Yeah, okay, well, I also played RuneScape in fucking middle school because I was broke. Yeah, everybody played RuneScape.
True. Killed a lot of cows, but no.
Did genocide an entire generation of cows.
Mythic Quest. Or sorry, go on.
No, I was about to say Final Fantasy 14. Wow. Those are kind of good things, but
I guess I've technically played both of those games, but not for any more than like 3 hours each.
I don't like MMOs. I think they're boring.
I think they can be fun.
I don't mind them, but I have too many interests to ever get invested into an MMO.
That's fair. I think it like works if you like just hyper fixate on it, but yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, if
But
you play MMOs, that's the game you're playing for the while. Like you're not juggling Sly Cooper in Call of Duty and Final Fantasy 14 all at the same time.
I guess that's fair. That's fair. But anyway, I'll give it back to Robert.
I'm like, I hate MMOs. I would never play an MMO. New announcement: Fortnite MMO coming out. Sold. I'm in there. JK.
Oh, hey,
that would
now's
be-
our time to put Robert on blast for buying the $150 Fortnite Match the Gathering cards. Did you know he did this?
What?
Okay, I don't.
$150?
If you edit this
Only
out, I'm
chicken?
driving over there and punching you in the cock, Robert. This man spent $150 on Magic the Gathering cards that are specifically Fortnite flavored.
I don't know if I was even gonna come out as a Magic the Gathering player. You just took that
Oh,
away.
you're
from me.
exposed now, bitch.
Okay, there's
does it
nothing
feel?
wrong with Magic the Gathering, but Fortnite cards, $150?
I didn't spend $150 on them.
How much did you spend?
Like 80.
Shut the fuck up. You still spent. How many cards do you get, Robert?
I don't remember.
How many?
I don't remember. I
The
really
average
don't.
secret layer is 5.
No, it's more than 5.
Is it 6?
It's more than 6.
Okay, I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up right now so I can put you on blast.
Wait, is it just a pack or is it like the box?
Neither. It is a couple of cards.
Oh my.
So Mythic Quest, great show.
It's 7!
Really funny.
7 cards!
That's still more than 6. More than 5.
It's like $10 a card. Well, I guess like if you got like really rare cards, but
Stephanie, they're Fortnite cards.
yeah, I was about to
Of course they're
say.
rare.
I mean, there's something.
Look, to anyone out there that plays Magic the Gathering or ever wanted to, you're goddamn right. I can Fortnite dance on you when I beat you at Magic the Gathering.
You're not even going to play with the fucking cards. They're too rare.
Got them in sleeves.
I was gonna bring that up. I was like, ooh. Wait, do you guys play Magic the Gathering?
So
Bitch.
Mythic Quest, fabulous show. I think it was great. I think everyone could enjoy it. It's a good old time. Rated M for mature. No nudity, but there's definitely I wouldn't watch. Like it's got some language.
Does somebody's wife die?
You know?
Stop.
No one's wife dies.
So I guess it's not on your list, Stephanie. I'm sorry. I guess we'll just never watch the show.
I know. I was about
There's
to
no wife
say.
murder.
Not ready for March, I guess. Oh well. I'm just kidding.
So I do this thing where when I see an actor I like, I look them up on IMDb and I see what else they're in. And I'm like, okay, now I'm going to watch this because I want to see this actor in other roles. A lot of people watched that 3rd episode of The Last of Us.
I
It-
didn't.
Blew up, and everyone knows Nick Offerman. He
Who?
played Nick. You know who Nick Offerman?
Who?
Well, he's in Parks and Recreation.
Who?
I forget his name in that show.
Ron
Swanson.
Really painting me a mental picture of who.
Ron Swanson,
Okay.
dude with the mustache. You know.
Okay. The meme guy. Got it. Who throws the computer in the trash.
Yeah. You know what? That is the guy. That is the guy, actually. Well, him. Everyone knows him, but not a lot of. Well, I didn't know the other actor, Murray Bartlett, from that episode, and I loved his performance in The Last of Us. So I looked him up, and he's in the show called White Lotus. This show is just if you want to sit down and just blast through something because you can't stop watching, it is White Lotus. At its base, like if you strip it away from everything it is, kind of basically just a soap opera. Like it reminded me a lot of a telenovela my parents used to watch. So I watched called Decisiones that I really
That's
probably
my
shouldn't have
childhood
been
you're
watching.
shitting on, Robert.
No, I loved it.
I couldn't even
And-
speak Spanish and I grew up on telenovelas.
And it's amazing. The basic premise of there's only 2 seasons, but every season they all take place in a White Lotus, which is a fictional, super fancy hotel resort. And a bunch of guests come in, usually rich white people. And it's just their trip to that one location. And it's the guests and the staff's usually like a 1-week trip. And that's what you're watching. But every season starts off at the end of that week and you are told someone has died. And then you go 1 week before. So you know someone's going to die, but you don't know who it is. And man, is that such a fun ride to go on. On top of the fact that these are all taking place in these remote, really cool areas. So the set designs are amazing.
So does the new
Always
homie
on-
get murked every episode, or is it like season?
No, it's every season.
Okay.
Seasons are short though. Like the
Yeah,
first
I was
season.
gonna say, like, how many people are dying per episode? Holy shit.
No. So the first season, 6 episodes, and it takes place in a White Lotus, I believe in Hawaii.
Okay, so it's a
And
chain.
yeah, it's a chain. And the second one is in, I think it's in Italy. Yeah, it's Italy. But man, is it a fun ride? Very dramatic. A lot of times you'll be watching the episodes and you're like, wow, nothing's happened for like 3 episodes, but you also haven't kept your eyes off it, and it's just good. Definitely rated R because HBO gotta have sex, and it's basically a telenovela with an HBO budget. So
Show it to your kids.
definitely, I had to stop watching this.
Oh my
I
god.
was like, I started watching it, first episode. I was like, okay. And I was babysitting my nephew. And someone walks into a door and there's just like a dude staring at his dick. And I was just like, all right, I have to.
Like, what's he doing? Go ahead and describe it.
He thought his balls
Give me
were
details.
a bit too big.
Oh, okay.
He thinks that he might have testicular cancer.
Okay, understandable.
Oh,
So he's just like fondling his huge balls and going like, do these look big to you?
Do you see his balls?
Yes, you see his balls and his dick. Like it's HBO.
Are they absurdly big?
I don't remember. I was more focused on the trying to get my nephew to not watch this
Do you think they're prosthetic, or like
I
they
didn't
just- they
expect
just found the right actor for the job?
like I knew HBO has sex scenes, but usually there's some sort of, you can tell it's about to lead into that. This was someone opened the door and there were balls in my face.
Because there's no sex. He's just, it's my balls, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't expect this to come at me like that, It's just, and also it's very hard to root for someone in this show. Like there's people I like, but everyone's decisions they make ultimately are their undoing. So it's just a train wreck you're just watching, and it's such a blast. It's a good time. 10 out of 10. Oh, and I will mention the theme. It changes slightly from season 1 and season 2, but oh my god, the theme, it's like it hypnotizes you. Like I'll have to send you guys a link after this so you guys can hear the theme. It's so good. It goes hard. That's it for White Lotus. Really fast to watch, and they are hour-long episodes, but like I said, there's only like 6 or 7 in each season.
So it's a regular 13 episode season, basically.
If you watch both of them. Because like I said, the first season's like 6 episodes, second season's like 8.
Okay, fair enough. Do like me a show that ends real quick, unlike some other shit I'm about to get to in my week.
I didn't listen to a lot of music this month, or a lot of new music this month, because I basically just listened to the soundtrack of the movie I'm going to talk about next, which is La La Land. It came out in 2016, 7 years without getting this movie spoiled. And I didn't really care to watch it, probably because it wasn't for free on anything. You always had to rent it, and I was like, another rom-com. So what? A spoiler warning. I will put a tag in here later on the YouTube. I'll have Jake teach me how to do that.
What? I haven't fucked with a video since 2017, dude. Do you think I remember how to do that?
I'll Google it. I'll
There you go.
YouTube it.
There you go.
So I'm about to spoil the shit out of this movie. So if anyone gives a shit,
Bro, what if I want to watch it?
you're not watching it. And you spoiled it for me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was pop culture knowledge.
So I went 7 years not having this spoiled for me. Finally, it gets on Netflix, so I have a chance to watch it. And Jake spoils this shit for me.
What do you want from me?
wait, Jake,
wanna
did you
post-
see it?
No. As I said, I
Oh.
saw it through memes, so I just thought everybody knew about it.
Yeah, apparently this was like huge and super. Everyone knew the
Yeah, I was
spoiler,
about to
but
say.
the spoiler is that they don't end up together, guys. That's how I went into this. I went into this knowing that.
Well, I mean, if we want to reiterate the conversation with something like, La La Land just hit Netflix, maybe I should watch that. And I was like, isn't that movie where Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone don't end up together? And he was like, what?
Yeah, it was pretty.
And I was like, oh, you didn't know? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay.
Whoops.
Whoops.
So yeah, fair warning, guys. I'm about to spoil the shit out of this. One thing I like to do with movies, and a lot of people hate doing this, is I like to watch movie trailers of movies before I watch the movie.
That sounds fucking terrible. Why do you do that?
I will explain. See, my sister, she watches a movie trailer. If in the first 3 seconds she's sold, she shuts it off, doesn't want to see anything else. And she's like, I'll just watch the movie. While a lot of movie trailers will just ruin the entire plot, there is some people that still do interesting things with trailers. For example, one of the most recent ones is Barbarian. They put out that trailer that at the beginning it just looks like it's going to be a comedy movie starring.
right.
Why did I forget his name? Jake, what's his name?
Justin Long.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a
Okay,
Justin
I
Long
never
comedy.
saw the Barbarian trailer,
Okay,
so that movie was fucking nuts to me.
Oh my god.
it's still nuts, but like I said, the trailer makes it look like it's about to be a comedy. Like it's got the comedy song and everything. Justin Long's driving on a freeway on a phone call, and then it slowly goes into like, oh, this is actually going to be a horror movie. And I like to see that. I like to see when movie trailers actually do something. So I watched the movie trailer, and it looks like a rom com. It looks like your typical rom com. You see Ryan Gosling go up to Emma Stone, walk up to her, kiss her passionately. There's some music going on. It looks real happy. I'm like, okay, whatever. Got that out of the way. Now time to watch it. It is a musical. And what I love about musicals is even if you hate them, if you sit down and watch a musical, you have entered this unwritten contract that throughout the entire movie, at any point in time, everyone on screen can just suddenly burst out into song. And then as soon as that song's over and everything goes back to normal, we just all know that's how it's going to be. Like no one's going to question, oh, hey, why did everyone just burst out singing and do a whole dance sequence? We just all know that's the format. And I like that because during musical numbers, you can tell a lot more of a story a lot faster than you normally would in like a regular movie. So info dumps can be done in like 2 lines of a song, and you can move forward a bunch of time, like even years in one musical number, and it just flows great. And I love that. But do movies use it correct is another question. This one I think does. I'm going to give you guys, it's going to sound like a lot. It's going to sound like a huge summary of this movie, but I'm actually cutting out a lot and just keeping the important things so I can talk about the things I want to talk about.
How huge is this summary of this movie about to be?
You'll see. That's how you know.
Dang,
All right, lay the
well,
summary on me, bud. Like you're
All
in
right.
middle school and your teacher's like, "Bitch, you read that book, right?" And you're like, "Yeah, here's the receipts."
So right off the bat, one thing I enjoy that this movie did, and I'm sure it's not the first movie to do it, it's just the first time I noticed it. Growing up in California and spending Christmases walking outside, looking up the palm trees we had planted, and waiting with my cousin for snow to fall was something we did on a regular basis every Christmas. Because if you watch movies, they always exemplify winter by all Christmas, snowy, maybe blue filters over it, make it look like it's winter. That's what winter's sold to us as. So this movie opens up with a dance number on the freeway. It's bright and sunny, and it's a real cheerful song. Everyone's stuck in traffic, which is a happy time, obviously. And once this song is over, you just see winter over the top of it. And I was like, that's nice. That's an accurate winter for California. And I'd never seen a movie or anything do that. So I like that off the bat. And then you're introduced to the 2 main characters, Mia, which is Emma Stone, and Sebastian, which is Ryan Gosling. And we're brought right back into reality with the song finishing because he's honking his horn at her and flipping her off because instead of going forward, she's running lines and holding up traffic. We follow Mia to her coffee shop job on a Hollywood set, and someone clearly important walks in because everyone's looking at him kind of starstruck. And when she goes to hand him their coffee, the owner's like, "Oh, on the house." And the person says, "Of course not," and makes sure to pay for the coffee and tip. And then they walk out of there with everyone's eyes on them, and they hop into a little golf cart and get driven off into some Hollywood set, presumably. Emma Stone's, working there, doing her thing, Mia, and she goes to an audition from there, which goes badly, and she ends up going to a party, which also ends badly because her car gets towed. She starts to walk home, and as she's walking home, she hears some music that catches her attention. She walks into this fancy restaurant. There's our boy, Ryan Gosling, Sebastian, and he's going ham on the keys. Like, the song is magnificent. And I recognize this place from the trailer. It's where he, like, walks up to her and kisses her passionately. So I'm like, I know what's going to happen right now. But before we get there, we're brought back to Ryan Gosling, Sebastian's point of view, on the freeway while he's flipping her off. And we follow him now. And we find out that he wants to open a jazz club, kind of like an old school jazz club. That's his dream. And he has a very specific way he wants to run this club. because he wants to do it right by Jazz, the old school way. And he goes and he's working at this fancy diner, the diner we saw earlier, and he's forced to play Christmas songs. Like, all he can do is play Christmas songs on this piano. And he's like, can I just play some of my songs? And the guy's like, no, you can't. He does it anyway. He breaks the rule and he's playing the song that Mia hears as she walks in. So his boss goes up to him and is like, hey, bro, you're fired. And he's like, it's Christmas. You're not going to fire me on Christmas. And he's like, get the fuck out of here. So Mia's been watching this whole thing. She's just awestruck and she's looking his way and he's walking up to her and I'm like, okay. And she's like, hey, I was just hearing you. And he just bumps right past her. Doesn't even give her the time of day and just keeps going. And Mia's just left there, shocked. Someone could even be that rude. Now, hold up, that's not what the trailer showed. So that's where this movie got my attention. I was like, all right, you're doing something different. And you're doing that thing I said, where you purposely do something different in the trailer so that it doesn't spoil the movie and it changes things up. I'll spare the details here. They do end up bumping into each other multiple other times. And we still have like the typical rom-com beats that you have to do, but they're done well. They're clearly into each other. She has a boyfriend, and then she realizes that she'd rather be with Sebastian. She ends up leaving her boyfriend in the middle of a date and runs after Sebastian. Any other movie, that could be it. That could be the whole movie. Two people meeting at the wrong time, having an obstacle in their way. In this case, her boyfriend. They overcome that. Happily ever after. Perfect. We're just halfway through the movie. Me and Sebastian, they're together now, and they're both trying to pursue their dreams. And they're helping each other out. Mia even makes a cute little sign for Sebastian's club called Seb's, and it has a little music note as an apostrophe. And he likes it, but he's like, yeah, it's got to be called this, and it's got to be done this way, because it's going to be old school. And long story short, it doesn't work out. Sebastian ends up giving up on his dream, and he ends up joining a modern jazz band to be able to provide and have money. And Mia keeps not getting cast, and she finally decides to do a one-woman show. And because Sebastian is doing this whole band thing, he misses it, and that's the straw that breaks the camel's back, and they break up. Mia goes back home to her family, gives up her dream of being a Hollywood star, and Sebastian is just kind of doing the I got broken up with sad boy thing. Some time passes, and eventually Sebastian gets a call. Someone says they've been trying to get a hold of Mia for an audition because they saw her one-woman show, and they're really interested in her. Here we go again. Typical rom-com thing, where the dude does the thing to get the girl. So he drives over to Mia's childhood home, and he's honking outside of her house until she comes out. And he's like, hey, you got an audition, and it's tomorrow, and you can do this. And she's like, no, I can't handle rejection again. Like, maybe this wasn't for me. And he's like, fuck that. I'm going to come back here tomorrow morning. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to take you to this audition. If you really don't want to do this, then I'll know because you won't show up. Now, me having the spoiler of they don't end up together, I was like, all right, here we go. I know what to expect. She shows up, but she's there. She gets in the car. They go over to her audition. She does the audition. It's another great song. They seem to really like her. And they're like, yo, we love this. It's going to film in Paris. We'll get back to you. So Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, they're sitting at a bench, and she's like, what if I don't get it? And he's like, no, you're going to get it. Like, this is happening. I feel it. I know it. And she's like, okay, well, what does this mean for us? And he's like, if you're going to do this, you got to do it all the way. You got to do it right. You just go for it. I'll always love you, though. And she's like, I'll always love you, too. Now we cut to 5 years later. And you see Emma Stone walking into the coffee shop that she used to work at. Everyone's staring at her. She walks up to pay for her coffee, and they're like, oh, on the house. And she says, of course not, and make sure to tip. She walks out of the coffee place, all eyes on her. She hops onto a golf cart, and she gets driven off, presumably, to some Hollywood set. Then we cut to Sebastian. He's at a club, playing a piano. This is his jazz club. He has it. And he's like, all right, be back later tonight. Heads out. And I'm like, wish I didn't know they don't end up together right about now. Emma Stone walks into a house. A man goes up to her, hugs her, kisses her. You can't see his face yet. Then you see his face, and it is, in fact, not Sebastian. It is some other dude. And then you hear a child. She turns around. She's got a kid with this guy, and she seems very happy. Sebastian, meanwhile, is kind of just alone, I guess, because he's just making food for one before he goes to perform at his club that night. Mia and her now new husband, or I guess they got married somewhere in between those 5 years, are going out, so they have a babysitter. And they're like, oh yeah, we got to get to this premiere. Let's go. They end up getting stuck in traffic. They're not going to make it to this premiere. And so they're like, what if we just get dinner? Like, let's just pull out here, get dinner. We'll say we didn't make it. They have dinner. And then when they're walking back to the car, they hear music coming out of this club. And her husband's like, hey, we should check this out, right? Yeah. They walk into the club, and Mia freezes because she sees a sign that says Sebs with an apostrophe that's made out of a music note. And he's like, oh, this place looks cool, huh? And keeps dragging her inside. And Emma Stone is fantastic at, like, just with just her face showing that, like, she's freaking out, but she's trying not to show it. And it's beautiful. They go and they sit down front and center. There's Sebastian coming up, and he's like thanking the people that were playing and everything. And then he sees her for the first time in 5 years. And his face does that thing. And you can tell. It's a feeling I'm sure we could all relate to. When you see someone you haven't seen in a long time, and you can't really do anything or say anything about it, but you just pause as it lingers for a moment there. There's no other sound. And then he just says, welcome to Sebs. Hope you have a good night. And he sits down to play a song on the piano. And that song is the song that she heard the first time that she saw him playing piano when he got fired. And as he's playing, it zooms in on him, and then it zooms out. And we're back there again. We're back on that night when he got fired. And as he's walking over to her, instead of rushing past her, he does finally kiss her in that embrace you see in the movie trailer. And then you get one of the best musical numbers I've seen in my life. The sets are amazing. It's this beautiful life that could have been had just some decisions been made differently. And it's a medley of all the songs you've been listening to with a whole orchestra behind it. You've seen this before, Jake. It's the last boss battles in any Persona game, where you've been listening to all these songs, and then all of a sudden they're presented in this big, huge finale way, and it is beautiful, and it is gorgeous, sounds great. You see what could have been their whole life. He never joins the band. He goes to her play. She gets the part. They go to Paris together. They have a kid. Things are going great. They end up going to a premiere, getting a babysitter, stuck in traffic. Hey, you want to just pull out and grab some dinner? Sure. They do. At the end of the night, they hear music coming from a club. So they go in there. No Seb's sign. They go sit down. And then you're brought back to reality. And it's just Ryan Gosling still there, finishing the song on the piano. And Emma Stone's husband's like, should we stay for another one? And she says, nah, I don't think we should. And they head out. Emma Stone looks back. Ryan Gosling looks at her. They both smile at each other. The end. That is the super long summary, Jake.
I know, it's 40 minutes long.
It was not 40 minutes long. I know that.
40 minutes long. I don't know, like, man. I feel like you're trying to paint this out as a sad story, but it really doesn't seem that sad.
It's pretty sad.
No, I mean, it all worked out for everybody.
I mean, if what you're taking out of this is,
damn, everybody's successful, and Emma Stone's character ends up in a happy marriage with a kid. Damn, what a shit life.
It's bittersweet. How's that?
Yeah, I guess it can be bittersweet. But I was going to say, like, this doesn't seem that sad. It seems like everybody got what they wanted, except they had that fucking romance that fucking just didn't work out. I'm like, okay, whatever.
See, but it could have.
I'm sorry your dreams worked out. Yeah, but then if it did work out, you just said both of their dreams don't come true.
Well, see, here's the thing. Ryan Gosling's character, he got his club, but it wasn't the way he wanted it. He just kind of ended up there. And had he not gotten his club at all, he seemed just as happy just to be with her.
Okay, so what you're saying is he's just as happy either way. All right, cool, got it. It seems like a happy ending for everybody.
Yeah, like it, if you want to look at it that way. Yeah, they do both smiles at the end. Smiles at the end. This movie has such a perfect way of reflecting in on each other. If it was a piece of paper, you could just fold it in half multiple times, and everything just reflects perfectly inward on itself. It's written well. It's funny. It's the chemistry between the actors is phenomenal. The songs are catchy and great. If you like jazz, a lot of jazz.
Who the fuck even likes jazz, Robert?
I'm not even gonna. Throughout all this, I didn't even mention John Legend's in it.
What? John Legend?
Yeah, he's the guy that gets him the band deal,
Oh my god.
and he has a
Now I
song.
gotta watch this movie.
And like I said, there's so much more that I didn't say because I feel like I could do a video essay on this movie, and it would be
You just did.
way more than 40 minutes long, Jake. Like,
How long is this fucking movie?
this movie is 2 hours long.
Okay, I was gonna say because like, bro, you almost just fucking might as well just run the whole movie.
I don't think it was that long. I will time this later and see how long I actually talked. Because I know it was long, but I don't think it was that long.
I think it was like 25 minutes.
It was like 80 minutes.
An hour just
It
throwing
was like
numbers out
140
there.
minutes, bro.
Not that it's
Look.
bad.
It's like 200 minutes. No, it was a
Look,
good summary.
I'm surprised that it took me this long to watch it. And like I said, I didn't get spoiled until right before I watched it, which is wild to me. But also, I'm a little sad that I watched this movie in 2023 and I am blown away because I haven't seen anything like it and it's been 7 years. I don't think there's been anything that has progressed from this.
And
And
musicals are expensive, Robert.
and they are. So this is same guy that made Whiplash. He wrote and directed Whiplash.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, you should have seen
And
this ending coming then.
well, see, I would have, like I said,
Fuck.
if I had known that, I would have seen this ending coming. But as far as it goes, he wanted to make this movie. This is the movie he wanted to make, La La Land, and no one would do it because it was too much, too ambitious. And so he's like, "All right, well, shit, I guess I'll make another movie to prove that I can do this." And that's why he made Whiplash, which kind of glad they rejected him back then because I also love Whiplash. And if this story is true, we wouldn't have gotten Whiplash unless he got rejected from this. But man, oh man, what a movie. I also think that even if you don't like musicals, you would probably enjoy this movie. But if you like musicals, it's a solid 10 out of 10.
If you like musicals, don't listen to the spoiler part of this podcast.
Of course, of course.
That thing,
I also feel like there's no one in the world that likes musicals that hasn't watched this already.
probably not.
So
But you
there,
never know, though.
yeah, there was me.
This is true.
I'm satisfied. I got to talk about this thing with people that'll never watch it. If this movie ever gets put in the movie theater again, I am going to go watch it in the movie theater, 100%. And that is it for me.
Yeah, so I'm just doing the usual shit, just surviving school, hating group projects, the usual. On the bright side, though, I'm doing my senior project, just like making a little JRPG, like go do quests, kill goblins, get loot, fat stacks, turn-based combat, etc. And because of this project, I'm actually learning quite a lot about game development in Unity, and it is refreshing to actually do something school-related on the field you're interested in. Because I've spent 8 years not doing any of that. So, that was just a little update on the school thing. Yeah, one of our group partners, though, hasn't submitted any code. So, it's been about 5-ish months, and he just turned in his first piece of work. So, Matthew, if you're listening to this, fuck you.
How do you
fucking hate you.
How do you get away with that? Like, how do you?
Because he just keeps on the progress reports that we do every week. He's just like, yep, haven't done anything yet. Yep, still haven't written any code. Yep, still haven't done shit. And I'm like, motherfucker, we've been in the same exact classes for the past 2 quarters. You're equally as busy as I am, except you're unemployed. I will find you.
But the teacher doesn't see, or the professor doesn't see.
Oh no, he does that. But this class is you don't get a grade until the end of the 2 quarters for your senior project class, and it's peer review. So you're gonna have some fun at the end of this quarter.
Oh, that's kind of whack. But also, too, I guess
The majority of your grade is based on peer review. If your group partners think you only deserve 20% of the grade, you only get 20% of the grade. Anyway, so that was cool. Anyway, fuck that. So let's talk about video games. I played the hot new release on my brand new PlayStation 5 that my sister just purchased for me because I'm in poverty. God of War.
The new one, I presume.
Yeah, the 2018 one.
Yeah.
The brand new God of War.
Not the old school ones, is what I'm.
Nope, brand new 2018 God of War. There is no God of Wars that have come out after 2018. But it's refreshing to play a AAA game that I don't hate. Like, I've mainly just stick to older video games and indie games, just because every time I pick up a AAA game, it is usually a pile of shit that I hate. I mean, I guess the exception to this rule is I didn't think Elden Ring was bad, but I didn't particularly care for it last year. But no, God of War 2018 is about the Greek god of war Kratos trying to live the normal Farmville life after doing all the things he did in God of War 1, 2, and 3 from the PS2 era, and trying to raise a shithead kid that doesn't like him because he's kind of a deadbeat dad. So if you're interested in a Legend of Zelda clone for your PlayStation 4 or 5 that is about a deadbeat dad trying to bond with his son who he can't relate to, yeah, go ahead and pick up God of War 2018. I actually really enjoyed it. The combat system is like just deep enough to be interesting. Like it's no Devil May Cry, but you can still do some pretty interesting combos. There's kind of a plethora of content because it's set up as like an adventure game where you have to go to these areas and do these things, but also like you're in an open enough area that you can explore and do side quests and hang out on a boat with your son who can't relate to you. And it's a good time. Had a lot of fun with God of War 2018. I know, Robert, you've been playing a little bit of it. What'd you think of God of War 2018? I know you haven't beat it, but
I didn't get very far at all.
did you even get to the boat section where it opens up?
There's a boat section.
Yes, so the main gameplay loop of this game is you get a boat, you're on this big ass lake, your quest objective is somewhere on this big ass lake, but you can go paddle to other sides of the lake and explore what's over there. So that's how you get a lot of loot and equipment and upgradable materials and stuff.
I did not make it to the boat section. That should tell you everything you need to know.
Well, yeah, because I was like,
I thought it played well.
This linear game's not bad, but I'm getting a little tired of this, like, just keep running in a straight line thing. And then it's like, nope, here's a boat. And I was like, sick.
Yeah, no, I did not get very far at all. I like what I saw, graphics are great, feels good to play, feels fun. I had to lower the difficulty from the hardest difficulty because
No, this game will kick you square in the balls, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I do not recommend playing on anything higher than normal for your first playthrough.
and
Like,
then I
even
was like,
normal is getting my shit rocked.
okay, I don't think normal was bad, but
It's because you had the comparison.
that's fair. But yeah, no, I had fun. I'll probably finish it up so I can play that new one.
I've never played Wind Waker, but I'm sure the comparisons are there. And yeah, Kratos is my favorite tsundere. He's got a lot of emotions, and he's just too much of a shy guy to show them.
Have you played God of War, Stephanie?
The older ones, but not the new one.
I mean, it's technically a continuation after God of War 3, so it's not like a reboot. It's more like a soft reboot. For the uninformed listener, this game is about Kratos settled down in the Netherlands or somewhere. Got a shithead kid he can't really relate to, and his wife just biffed it. So speaking of dead wives.
Dead wives everywhere.
So
at least 4.
the game starts off, you're gathering wood for your wife's funeral pyre. And yeah, you and your son, who doesn't really like you because you're never home, nor do you like spending time with him. And Kratos is just kind of an asshole. You set your wife on fire, you pick up her ashes, and then you go on a quest to spread your wife's ashes on the highest mountaintop in all the realm based on her last wishes. So you and your son just have a little bonding time. And he is an annoying ass little kid. His name's Artrius, but I didn't think the acting on it was too bad. Interesting to see God of War PlayStation 2 Kratos and this Kratos, because they're the same guy, but Kratos in the 2018 game and onward is just kind of like, y'all remember when I murdered all those people and did all this shit? That was crazy, right? I'm just a humble farmer. So I also played another game called Let It Die. Let It Die is a PlayStation 4 free-to-play video game that eventually hit PC from the developers of No More Heroes. So, Stephanie, you know anything about No More Heroes?
Actually, don't.
Okay, so No More Heroes is kind of like, it's a wacky anime game that kind of sucks, but the cutscenes and the things that happen in it are really hype. And the developer, or one of the lead developers of the No More Heroes franchise, I don't quite remember his name, but the head of Grasshopper Studios, who made Let It Die and No More Heroes, describes himself as a punk rock game developer. And I believe Let It Die epitomizes what he means by this. Because Let It Die has an aesthetic and a vibe that I fuck with. So the whole point of the game is you are playing a video game within a video game. You're at an arcade, and then you mind jack into this VR video game that is about a post-apocalyptic Tokyo, and a giant tower sticking out of a post-apocalyptic Tokyo. And it is said whoever can reach the top of this tower is going to be rich and famous and have anything they want in the world. So you grab a dude, and then you just keep running up this tower. And every 10 floors, you fight a boss. And it's got kind of like a Dark Soulsy style combat system. You have weapons that have predetermined movesets. The main difference is you can level up your skill with a weapon. So if you really like a weapon, you can just keep using it, and eventually you'll unlock more moves for it. But the largest theme about this game is just letting it die. So eventually your characters that you're playing as will inevitably die. And because it's a free-to-play game, you have a choice to make, which is, do I spend premium currency to revive my guy who just died, which is the equivalent of like 50 cents, or do I just let him die? And if you let him die, he'll become a hater, which is an AI-controlled copy of your character that just died. That'll roam the floor for you to have to deal with eventually, and other players who are also playing Let It Die to deal with. You could also use like the free-to-play in-game currency to revive them, but that is expensive as fuck. That's kind of my main beef about this game is it is a pleasant grind until it's not. Because all of your weapons break. So you just got to keep crafting them, and you need to keep crafting better versions of them. And just the time spent on gathering those materials and grinding the in-game currency you need to buy the weapons you just upgraded just takes a lot of time. Like floors 1 through 10, not that bad. Floors 11 through 20, a little harder, but still not that bad. And then as soon as you hit floor 21, you get vibe checked. Like this is apparently a point in the game where just a lot of players checked out. But floor 21, the game says, hey man, you need to actually just grind your ass off, or you're not going to be able to get any further in this game. So you need to grind up your weapons from 1 or 2 star all the way up to 3 star minimum. All of your armor from 1 to 2 star up to 3 star minimum, and start grinding up higher level characters, because each character you have also has a level cap. So a level 1 character or tier 1 character can hit level 25, which is adequate for like floor 1 through 5. And then there's level 2 characters that are rank 2 characters that can go up to level 50, which is adequate to beat the first 10 floors with. And then level 3. And then eventually you basically have this loop of, I've just unlocked tier 4 characters, so I need to throw this guy I currently have in the blender. And you literally throw them in a blender. This is not a bit. You have a freezer of men. And when you're done with your men and you need to buy new men of a higher level cap, you throw them in a blender to make space.
So Stephanie likes killing wives, and you like putting things in blenders.
I do
I was
like
about
putting
to
things in blenders.
say, man, what an interesting development.
And then you're like, well, I need that tier 4 hero to beat this boss, so throw my tier 3 heroes in the blender. Fuck him. And it's just like a just constant progression loop, which is fun, but I eventually did get tired of it and uninstalled it, which also goes in the theming of the game of just letting it die once you are done with it.
Death is everywhere.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this game, though, is just the raw aesthetic and vibe. Like, they hired a bunch of bands to make original soundtracks for this game. So the rules were, hey, you got to name your song, let it die. After that, do whatever the fuck you want. So this game has an amazing soundtrack of all these different J-rock bands and pop bands. And running through the Let It Die playlist is a trip. Like, I put that shit on the reg.
All the songs are called Let It Die, though?
They're all called Let It Die.
That's...
So the only differentiating thing is the band. So if you don't know the band, I guess you can't listen to the song. Get fucked.
This is everything about this game conceptually sounds dope.
It is. It's just the free-to-play aspect of it does get in the way, but I'm like, well, that's also kind of the point of the game. Like, if this game was pure 10 out of 10, it wouldn't be punk rock now, would it, Robert? Like, No More Heroes 1 is supposed to kind of parody open-world GTA-style games, but, like, the point of it is, yeah, these games kind of suck, so what if we made all the open-world segments of this game just fucking garbage and not fun to play?
I mean,
so the open-world segments of No More Heroes 1 are garbage and not fun to play. And I'm like, well, the game wouldn't be punk rock without it, now would it?
Always a silver lining.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you're curious, the game's free. Download it on Steam or PlayStation. Go eat some mushrooms, upgrade some equipment, put some men in blenders, beat a couple bosses, and then as soon as you're like, you know what, I'm done. Yeah, just go down and install it. Fuck it. Like, this game has a dedicated community of dudes who just never stop playing it. And this game also has like a weird PvP element, and that is the best way to grind in-game money. Like, other people have hub worlds that you can just run in and start stealing their shit. And whenever it happens to you, it kind of feels bad.
And you do
So
it to other
another do it.
But then you do it to other people.
Yes, but another way that gets you to spend money on this game is you can have like home insurance. So if you have the
It's
home
not very
insurance,
punk rock, is it now?
yeah, it's like a monthly subscription. They'll just cover your losses in case anybody breaks into your house and steals all your shit.
That's all right.
And I'm like, yeah, that's punk rock, baby. House insurance.
I'll
And
take
it is a good looking game. It's a good sounding game. The gameplay's kind of jank, but I don't know. I like No More Heroes, so I fuck with the jank. And yeah, would recommend. Give it like 3 hours, and then when you're like, fuck this game, just don't ever play it again, and then that's that.
I like it.
Yeah, so speaking of open world games, I've been playing a game, or beat a game recently, that I played throughout my entire childhood, and I was just too stupid to beat it, because I just wasn't a real gamer. And that video game that I played at a solid 8 years old on repeat was Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Nice.
What y'all know about the PS2 Grand Theft Auto games?
They were lit.
For
They were
real.
fucking lit. No, but there's just a lot I couldn't appreciate about the game at the time because I didn't have the 80s ruled, bro perspective that I have now. But like Vice City isn't necessarily a parody of the 80s. Like it's almost like a celebration of like 80s crime dramas. So Grand Theft Auto Vice City is it's an open world Grand Theft Auto game that takes place in a fictional Miami, and you play as Tommy Vercetti, a recently released mobster who just got out of jail for murder after being locked up for 15 years. And the New York crime family he was a part of doesn't really know what to do with him because he's kind of terrifying because he's a fucking murderer. So they send him down to Miami to basically get the New York mafia involved in the drug game. So Tommy, fresh out of jail, takes a flight, goes down to Miami, grabs a whole lot of money, and is attempting to buy cocaine from Colombian dealers to sell and make a profit of for the family. And he's ambushed. All the homies he's with dies except for his lawyer. And now he's fucked. Game starts. He's fresh out of jail. He's stuck in Miami with no money. He's got the mafia breathing down his neck because he just lost all of their money and all their cocaine. And he's just trying to figure out what to do. And him and his lawyer are panicking because they're like, well, the mafia is going to come, send dudes down, and fucking murder us. And all this flew over my head as an 8-year-old child because why would I understand anything that's happening here?
It's like Skip.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just like, I'm just trying to like do sick drifts in this fake Lamborghini and listen to Billie Jean. The soundtrack is so good, dude.
What were you going to say, Stephanie?
Oh no, I was just saying like the music in it. Like that's what I remember. I think like the biggest thing. Just being a kid playing this game and then just listening to the radio stations. Good stuff.
I know there's just so much about this game I couldn't appreciate as a kid, but like they got that 80s hair metal, they got that 80s doo-wave shit, they got that good 80s rap, and it fucks. The soundtrack is just so good. Apparently they ripped Billie Jean out of the re-release though. So
that sucks.
Try to
I
find
didn't even know
a
that.
OG PS2 copy.
I don't know how that'll go.
Yeah, I beat it. It's not actually that long of a game. And it has occurred to me that, yeah, no shit, I would never beat this game as a kid because it's hard as fuck. Like, this game is just mean because enemies are all hit scanners and they kill you about as fast as you kill them. But the difference is there's 10 dudes shooting at you and you're just one dude.
Good.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand why they put cheats in this game just to make it balanced for the people that would have a hard time. But yeah, it's good. It's on PlayStation's version of Game Pass, whatever it is, PlayStation Plus Plus or whatever.
Yeah, that premium plus whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous actors that I just wouldn't have recognized at the time. Like Ray Liotta plays Tommy Vercetti. It's got Luis Guzman in it, Danny Trejo, Burt Reynolds. Like, there's just a lot to appreciate about this game because it is pure fun. And also, this game is kind of nuts. Like, it's just actually a really funny game because there's what you need to do to progress in the game is you need to buy businesses and do missions for those businesses. And then those businesses will start earning you money. So keeping in the theme of video game I shouldn't have been playing when I was a child is you buy a porn studio.
Wonderful.
And you need to advertise it. And it's the 80s. So Tommy's bright idea of how he advertises his new pornography business is to take a motorcycle, ride it all the way into an office building, drive it into an elevator, and you are in an elevator with two other businessmen as they're just kind of staring at you, not knowing what to do with a motorcycle in the elevator. And then you hit the top floor, you back out, and then you just gun it out a window off the 10th story. So you could jump to the next building adjacent to it.
Seems legit.
And you are hopping from building to building until eventually you get to the spotlight, where Tommy has prepared slides for the spotlight advertising his porn business that is now being shown on the side of this gigantic building in Miami. And I'm like, nice, this game fucking rules. But I mean, shooting, kind of jank. But driving, I mean, driving those cars is even fun now. That's the thing you're doing in 90% of this game, and they got it right. So if you just want to drive around and listen to some good music, go pick up Vice City. Grand Theft Auto, baby. Let's see, Robert, we watched that movie where everybody's a sexual predator, and it was just deemed as like a quirky character trait.
We did indeed.
Yeah, so we watched Back to the Future 1 and 2, that movie where that guy goes back in time and his mom tries to fuck him.
Yeah, Jake hadn't seen it, so I mean, part of his backlog, and also just a classic cinematic masterpiece.
It is a pretty fun movie. Like, a lot of that soundtrack goes hard. You know, they got the best hits of the 80s again. Just consuming a lot of 80s media this month. But yeah, like this movie is also full of, like, it's got too many attractive people in it. Like, I don't know why everybody in this movie's hot.
Doc looking kind of hot, bro.
Yo, dude, Doc Brown's hot as fuck, bro. I know. I remember the first thing that popped in my head that probably pissed Robert off. It was like, you know, this Doc Brown guy is a lot like Rick from Rick and Morty.
Yeah. That's now I'm leaving the podcast. I'm out.
Because I never fucking seen Back to the Future. So I was like, oh, okay, so okay, I get it now. Rick and Morty's based off of Back to the Future. Got it. Noted. Fine. But I mean, I don't have too much to say about Back to the Future because it's just a solid movie with time travel in it that I don't hate. Unlike Donnie Darko, which has time travel that I do hate.
Because they did it right.
They did do it
right.
Like, they didn't like over explain it at all, which is fine. You don't need to do that. The more you try to explain time travel, the dumber it gets. It's just like, yeah, man, I put a radioactive isotope in this car, and then you just go back in time. And I was like, okay, good enough for me. But this movie's just it's just a little adventure. Marty McFly, played by the actor I already forgot the name of.
You know his name. Come on, let's hear it.
I don't remember the name of this fucking guy. Robert, throw me a bone. Michael J. Fox. There we go. I do. Fuck you. Never mind. I need your help. I don't need nobody.
All right.
So Michael J. Fox goes back in time on accident to get away from, is it Libyan terrorists?
It is Libyan. I looked this up later. Yeah.
Yeah. Libyan terrorists / rebels. And he fucks up his car and gets stuck. So he gets stuck in the 50s where he meets the guy who invented the time traveling car. And he's like, hey, I need you to fix this car so I can go get back to my timeline. And then he's like, okay, sure. Sounds good, bro. Fuck it. And there's just the adventure of not Rick and not Morty trying to get Morty back to the 80s. And also he meets his mom, and his mom keeps trying to fuck him. And it's so weird.
Nah, it's classic 80s.
There's a scene where Marty McFly gets hit by a car. And then the dude who hit him with his car brings him into his house because he's like, well, damn. And he wakes up and he's got no pants on. And he wakes up in his mom's room when she's like 15. And she's like, yeah, I took your pants off. And he's like, why? And then she's like, because I'm hot and bothered. And I'm like, okay, cool. Word for word. And his mom just keeps trying to fuck him while he's trying to get back home. And it's really weird.
Classic family fun.
Classic movie.
So before you watched these movies, you were saying that you thought the new Ant-Man was going to have better time travel than Back to the Future.
There's no time travel in Ant-Man 3. I mean, there is time travel, but nobody does it.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I watched Ant-Man 3 in the theater because I like wasting money.
How was that?
I mean, I thought the sets looked pretty good because they do go to the quantum realm or whatever. They shrink down super small and there's an entire little tiny world inside our world. And it does look cool. Like it does. They have all these aliens with all these different designs and all these sets that are very interesting to look at. And it's like a little bacterial planet. And this movie is about Kang, sorry. And the deal about this movie is Kang is stuck in the quantum realm, which exists beyond time. So he cannot use his time traveling powers, and it is pissing him off. Because Kang's whole deal is, hey man, I am a time traveler. Time is nothing but a construct. I have seen the beginning and I have seen the end. And it ends bad for everybody real soon. And I'm the only guy who can fix it. So I need to get the fuck out of here. And that man's like, you're stupid, you're dumb. And he goes and fights Kang.
Have you seen Loki?
No.
Oh, man. Okay.
I've heard Kang also shows up in Loki.
He's the best part of it.
But yeah, this movie, if it could stop telling jokes for like 5 fucking seconds, it would actually probably be a good movie because there's a lot of interesting like psychological horror. Because like there's a point in time where Paul Rudd, who plays Ant-Man, enters like a zone of probability, and it is making clones of himself that would make every potential decision he could make. And it is like just the body horror of him not knowing if he's the real Ant-Man and all these other clones freaking out about what to do. And it is very interesting if he could just stop telling bad jokes and being not funny. Like, I'm sure you've seen the Twitter clip, Robert.
Other Marvel movies, yeah.
No. There's a clip where a sociopathic villain who has murdered a shit ton of people asks your hero, hey, what do I do? Tell me what I should be, after he's having his like hero moment. And the character just tells him, just stop being a dick, bro, which is basically literally the quote. And he's like, I should stop being a dick. And I'm like, why are these movies like this? Why are they written like this?
I have seen that clip. It is pretty bad.
It's really fucking bad. But Ant-Man 3, another 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, probably 6 out of 10 Marvel movie. Like, there's no Marvel movies I think are dog shit. They're all just like okay or pretty good. You kind of know what you're signing up for once you get in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Question out to you, Stephanie. You like the occasional reality TV, correct?
That is very true. I do.
What you know about the Ultimatum?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I finished the Ultimatum. The first season.
Oh, that is bananas.
This show had me ascending, bro. This show got me fucked up.
I'm the odd one out here. You guys have both seen this.
Yo, this show is fucking wild.
Yeah, okay, so when I watched that, oh my gosh, Jake, take us on this wild ride.
Okay, so The Ultimatum is a reality TV show where couples come on the show and one of them issues their other partner an ultimatum. Hey, we're going to come on the show, we're going to have this experience, and by the end of this show, you're going to marry me, or we're going to break up and move on, because I want to be married, and it is upsetting that you don't want to marry me. And so the way the show handles this and gets other people closer together is all these couples show up and then they do a trial marriage, not with their fucking actual spouse, but with the partners of other couples on the show.
Jesus Christ.
For 3 weeks.
Can I make a prediction?
You basically girlfriend or boyfriend swap for 3 weeks to see like, maybe if is there something else out there for me? Or maybe like, maybe I did love the person I was with the whole time. Now that I've fucking somebody else for 3 weeks, maybe I should go be with the person.
2 questions. Well, one's a prediction. I have a feeling this doesn't work out for literally anyone. My second question is, they fuck their spouse, their fake spouse?
No, literally the way the show is like, okay, you have agreed to this experience. You are now broken up. Go partner up with somebody who is not your original partner, and try to start some romance. And some of them get down and dirty, and I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it's like bananas. Like, for one, there's like one couple that has like a box with fucking feathers and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
and
all the kinky sex shit.
Yeah, I was like,
underneath the bed.
The heck?
And the other boyfriend finds out about it, and he's like, what the fuck is all this?
Literally, he's like, why is this even here? Like,
we asked the producers of the show for this. Like,
bro, I feel no, you don't understand, Robert. Because there's a dude who brings his girlfriend on here because he's like, she's loved my life. We've been dating for a year and a half, and I know it. This is a girl I want to be with, and I just love her so much. And I just want her to realize how much I love her. And I really hope this experience will bring us closer together and hopefully get her to accept my marriage proposal. And then literally 3 seconds later, she's like, I'm looking at Randall over there, and he's kind of fucking hot. And I'm like, oh no.
Is his name actually Randall?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, oh no. And then literally the entire time, all she's trying to do is fuck Randall the whole show. She picks him out as her 3-week partner. She spends all this time trying to get him to fuck. And like, he cucks the shit out of her.
Fuck yeah.
Because he actually likes his bitch of a wife or girlfriend who sucks. She's the worst. She's such a child.
I'm on Team Randall. Let's go.
But also, too, though, we're talking about Big Cheese Colby and his lady.
Baby. And I was like, man, I feel bad for Colby. And then you, like, over the course of the show, you realize Colby's a piece of shit.
Literally.
Like, I hate both of these people, and they don't deserve anybody.
Right. I was like, they deserve one another. Like, I went into this and I was like, damn, like, this is messed up for Big Cheese Colby. And then all of a sudden,
I was like, no, this is the perfect codependent toxic relationship. You two both deserve each other. There's another dude who his girlfriend gives him an ultimatum, and she's like, marry me. And he's like, I don't know, I just want to be more financially stable. Actually, there's 2 couples. And there are 3 that are like, hey, I just want to be more financially stable. And she's like, no, that's stupid. That's bullshit. And then he's like, all right, well, like, what do you even love about me? What is it about me that you want to be married to? And then she can't answer him. And this is right before they do the 3-week separation. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad for this fucking guy. Because, like, he does realize that he loves his girlfriend and wants to be with her. But, you know, she's the one who issued the ultimatum. But then all she's doing is she immediately goes and fucks some other dude, like, right off the bat. And I was like, what?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was about to say, and it's also like just bananas because in the beginning, like there is a dude that does propose to his girlfriend, like in the first episode, so they don't actually like choose.
Yeah, they get like he was unsure about marriage, and she
And then
really wanted it.
So they hop on there. He sees the other dudes that she can potentially fuck, and he's like getting down on one knee right now.
No, Robert, you don't
No.
understand. So his girlfriend issued the ultimatum, and he's like, "Hey, we don't even live together yet. I would like to, you know, see how we live together before we actually get married and commit to each other for the rest of our lives." And she's the fucking worst. She's a nightmare. Literally, during an interview, she's like, you know, my perfect partner is someone who makes more money than me and can provide a comfortable lifestyle for me. And she's like, you know, I've never really said that out loud. It does sound kind of bad. And like, it's clear that she's just a gold digging hoe the whole time.
For real. She's like, oh, he has to make a certain amount of money.
Or else it's unacceptable. It turns out she's such a toxic piece of garbage that nobody else wants to go on the 3-week experience with her.
Heard.
Yeah, and like she's so garbage and she's so toxic that she realizes nobody wants to be with her and it's just destroying her self-esteem and her ego. And that's when her boyfriend proposes because he's like, you can't do better than me. I'm the best thing you have. And I'm like, yes, get him, Hunter. Show her who's boss. Show her that, yeah, it is cool to love the boring guy who just likes sci-fi books. And that she couldn't do better and try to fuck other dudes.
What is this on?
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, this is a real thing. It's also bananas too because another couple tries to do the same thing. He also like proposes because he doesn't want to go against Big Cheese Colby.
Yeah, because he also sucks, and none of the girls want to be with him for the 3-week experience. So like he proposes to his girlfriend just so nobody fucks his girlfriend because there's a lot of dudes who are interested in his girlfriend, and none of the women are interested in him. Because he did the proposal or the ultimatum, and he's like, you know what? If my wife doesn't want to be with me, you know, or my girlfriend doesn't want to marry me, I'll show her that there's bitches just that want me, that'll be all over me. I'll make her jealous, and that's not what happened at all.
Literally. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so he just like proposes to her out of nowhere, and like she basically peer pressured says yes, even though she didn't want to get married.
So he's the one that did it?
Yeah, 2 couples leave the show right off the bat before the show actually starts.
I would too. This sounds awful. It sounds like the worst experience of my life.
Oh, dude, I feel April. Oh my God, my girl.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Because like her problem is she does just love her boyfriend too much, and he's like, yeah, you know, I just got out of the military. I want to go. I want to experience life. I want to go have some financial freedom before I get settled down, married, have kids, have a house. I want to go see shit because I've been in the military. And I was like, okay, understandable. Have a nice day. And then it's like clear that like, yeah, she's clingy, but like that's because she just truly does love her boyfriend and does want to spend the rest of her life with him. And he immediately takes this opportunity to just go find some other chick. And he's like, you know what? I really do have a connection with this woman. And, you know, it's really opening my eyes that there's just other people out there, you know? And I'm like, oh no. And okay, so after the 3-week experience of being apart, you get back with your original partner for 3 more weeks in a trial marriage.
Oh, and this is also filmed?
Yep.
Oh boy.
And like, it gets so bad, dude. Because that's when the guy comes back with his original girlfriend, and then he finds the box of sex shit in the hotel room, and he's like, what the fuck is this, dude? He's like, why do you guys need all this?
And it's like bananas, just her reaction to it, because she just like starts laughing and she's like, oh, well, I mean, we were supposed to be like into it, you know?
And he's like, no, you wanted me to marry you, and now I'm saying I'm ready to marry you, but you're no longer ready to marry me? What the fuck happened here? The show is tragic, Robert. The show pulls on my heartstrings. And if I had to take a shot for every time I said, he's too good for her or she's too good for him, I would be dead.
This sounds like did you guys watch this at the appropriate time, or did it destroy you when you watched it?
I watched it 2 weeks ago, Robert.
I think
Stephanie?
I had watched this last year, and here's the thing, right? Even if you're having like a hard time with whatever you're going through, like it's gonna make you experience something. Like you will go through all of the emotions because everybody on the show is just ridiculous.
Okay, so Robert, you're gonna need to cut this.
Jesus Christ.
I was about to say I could not imagine. Oh my gosh, it's just
Okay,
yeah.
and now
What
we're
if,
back
like-
to the part where we don't need to cut it anymore, starting now.
Okay.
So, Robert, what were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna ask. So, would you rather go on the show or be one of those people on the volcano?
Oh, I'd rather be on the volcano, dude, bro. What the fuck? Like, hands down, bro.
Oh,
Like,
damn.
because here's the problem. Oh, do you like your significant other? Well, now you got to deal with them fucking somebody else for 3 weeks.
As they come back to you 3 weeks after.
And then 3 weeks later, they come back to you. Or you, because, like, it's not fair. Because, like, you're in a 3-week luxury hotel with somebody else who is hot. Like, everybody on the show's hot.
I just want to say,
Like,
guys,
of course, these are perfect conditions for you to think, oh, maybe there is something else better out there. Because you're on basically a honeymoon with a stranger who's down to fuck.
this is sounding a lot like White Lotus, minus the death and minus the fact where I have to realize that this is real people and not just actors.
Yeah, bro. I looked up like an epilogue of what happened to some of the couples afterwards, and I was like, oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
Is this a one season thing? Are they doing this again? Did
They
get
put out
sued?
a second season that takes place in France. This first season takes place in Houston, Texas.
Oh, wait,
boy.
Robert, I did send you the France one. There's I don't know if you know about this, Jake, but there's literally a clip, right? And it's basically this girl kissing another dude, not even the person she arrived with or the person she's going with.
Yep.
And she's like, oh, that's my brother or whatever.
Oh yeah, you did send me that clip.
Yeah. And I just
That's
cannot.
from there.
Yeah. The girl's just like, I don't kiss my brother like that.
Bro, it's so bad because like they also set up dates for them during the trial marriages, and one of the dates is, hey, meet each other's parents. Complete strangers who have only known each other for like 2 weeks.
Fuck that.
And they know the other partner, obviously, because they've been dating for years in some situations.
God damn.
And this dude's mom is like, what the fuck are you doing? This other woman loves you so much with all her heart. And she's always wanted nothing but the best for you. And she's so good for you. What are you doing with this random stranger? And why are you telling me that you think you've fallen in love with another woman? And I'm like, oh my no. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's the wild part. Like they get to meet each other's families. Like that, like could you imagine? Oh my gosh.
What if your family likes your 3-week sub-in better than you?
Some of them do.
Jesus Christ. This show hurts just hearing about it. I
Oh,
can't
no,
wait
dude,
to
it
watch
hurts.
this. Like I'm definitely
Because
like-
they do the parent meetup again after you get back with the original
Oh god,
partner.
why?
And literally one of the parents is just like, so my daughter issued the ultimatum, right? And then the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, what a gem. Why aren't you leaping at that, bro? I'm a father. Obviously, I'm going to be concerned if you're not jumping on that chance. And he's just so uncomfortable.
Like I heard you talk about that cooking show last month's episode, and I was like, this sounds interesting. I'll probably give it a shot. Haven't done it. Haven't had the sense to. I'm definitely 100% watching this.
Six 40-minute episodes, dog. You got it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. I went so long without saying it.
This is definitely like White Lotus. So if you guys like this shit, you guys will like White Lotus.
If you're interested in vicarious reality TV show based heartbreak, yeah, Ultimatum on Netflix. Highly recommend.
God damn.
Great. So let me just crack this open before I shit on everyone's favorite anime.
Oh no.
This is where we fight.
Oh,
I finished
gosh.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, or if you've taken a look at my document, it is titled Full Middle Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, it was fine. Anyway, moving on.
You piece of shit.
Look, I get why this is like some of people's favorite anime of all time. But as somebody who does not give a single fuck about shonen anime, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so I mean, I guess we should probably run down for the plot of Full Metal Alchemist for first-time listeners. Two brothers fucking with some science they shouldn't have. One of the brothers tries to bring their mom, or I guess they both try to bring their dead mom back to life. Speaking of dead moms and
Dead wife.
dead wives.
Hey.
One of the brothers accidentally blows his arm and leg off, and the other brother blows his whole body up. So he duct tapes his soul to a piece of armor, and now they run around trying to figure out how to get their bodies back. Boom, that's the show. It's fine. Like it's like a 7 out of 10. It's fine. It's like a Marvel movie. Good.
I'm gonna have something to say about that. I like Marvel movies. It is better than a fucking Marvel movie.
It's
I
fine.
was about to say, like,
What the fuck? Like,
it's Ant-Man 3.
You know, I felt like this podcast is missing a little controversy. I'm glad I could really bring it back into this last third.
fucking a Marvel movie? That's what you're comparing this to?
Look, man, like as I said, I get why people like it. People probably like the show because it wraps up satisfyingly. Like it has an epilogue that ties up all loose ends. The ending isn't rushed compared to other shonen at the time, like Soul Eater and I don't know what the fuck else was out at the time. Naruto? Yeah, whatever. It's probably better than Naruto. My main beef with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, it is such a trendsetter in the shonen anime genre that I have already watched all the shows that took the same formula and improved upon it. So as somebody who does not have a love of shonen anime, there is no reason for me to go back and watch the show. I have wasted my time watching all 64 episodes of the show.
I will probably rewatch it again at some point in my life.
I genuinely think Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Attack on Titan do all the same things the show does, but better.
Because they...
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. They took influence from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Doesn't matter. I
Right.
fucking saw those first.
It's like the people that get mad at people for not counting Dragon Ball in the big three.
The difference is Dragon Ball, like, constantly evolves on itself. And yeah, it's not fair because it has the 800 episodes or whatever to do so. If you don't like Dragon Ball, I don't fuck with you. You have bad taste.
I'm just saying, like...
Stephanie, do you like
obviously
Dragon Ball?
things are gonna...
I do. I think it's a nostalgia
Okay,
thing.
I was about to
though.
say,
Yeah.
get the fuck off this podcast.
I don't actually know anyone in real life that doesn't like Dragon Ball, to be honest.
My roommates.
Well,
What?
I don't know them.
And
They're dead to me.
They're dead to me now. No, but I mean, it's not bad. Like, it's my main issue is
Hey,
if you
Hunter, real
take the
quick, if you
plot-
subscribed, unsubscribe, you're dead to me.
if you take the plot of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and compare it to the plot of Attack on Titan season 1 through 3, they're nearly identical shows, but Attack on Titan does everything better and faster.
Hey, Stephanie, what do you think of Attack on Titan?
I'm gonna say something really controversial. I haven't watched it, so. But also too, Robert's like spoiled it, so I know a lot of things
I-
I probably shouldn't.
I have not spoiled it. That's
Yeah, it's okay because he literally just kept spoiling shit for the first episode of season 4 for me. It's fine. Robert just likes to spoil
Okay.
things.
look. Is it a spoiler if I said it 3 seconds before you found out?
If the thing I said about Persona is considered a spoiler, then yes.
All right, we won't go into that. We won't go.
Yeah, we're not going to hash out this fucking 10-year fight. Anyway, I don't know. Like, I think there's not actually a whole lot of fighting scenes in this anime, and that's what's annoying to me is most of the fights in this anime are an exchange where one person loses, like instantly within 5 seconds. But the fight scenes that are there and are fully animated rule. Like Alphonse, one of the brother in the suit of armor, gets in a 2v1, and that fight rules. That fight is fucking cool. There are so few fights like that in the show. It is kind of disappointing. The soundtrack of this anime also slaps hard. I will agree with that. I mean, as I said, the intrigue plot isn't bad, but the character writing for a lot of the villains is terrible. I hate it. And in fact, a lot of the character writing for a lot of the heroes is also terrible and bad. But that's just me, the guy with residential bad opinions.
Yeah, I disagree, but let's
What villains have good motivations, Robert, in that show?
look.
Don't describe the motivations. Just tell me the characters you think have good motivations for doing what they're doing.
I didn't say that they have good motivations, so I think they're fucking cool.
Okay, so it's just this anime sold you characters on aesthetic and vibe rather than actual substance. Fuck you. Your childhood sucked. Stephanie, your childhood sucked. Robert, your childhood sucked. Get a better taste in anime. This show fucking sucks.
I don't think it sucks, and I don't think you think it sucks with a 7 out of 10.
No, it's fine. Like, if you like shonen, watch it. You'll probably have a good time.
Nice. My childhood was fine.
Nice. Your childhood was mid.
I'll accept that.
As I said, like, I don't think it's a bad show. It's just, as somebody who doesn't actively really like shonen that much, I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure.
That's fair.
Like, it's like trying to show someone My Love Story who doesn't like slice of life, or like K-On! Who doesn't like slice of life. Like, yeah, if you don't like slice of life, you're not gonna fucking like K-On! Duh. It's literally an anime about 4 high schoolers doing nothing and like eating cake and playing musical instruments. That's about it.
I like musical instruments.
That's the shit I like.
I'm just saying, K-On's a certified hood classic.
I've
K-On!
seen
Better than Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm glad we could all come to that conclusion. Anyway, so I've been reading a manga called Sakamoto Days at my sister's request, and that manga fucking rules. So, for a breakdown, Sakamoto Days is about a retired hitman named, I think his name is Taro Sakamoto, and he's like the John Wick of this setting. Like, there is no better assassin on the planet than this guy. But then he met a girl, he fell in love, and instead of that going tragically, like it does at the beginning of John Wick, it actually just goes totally fine. He runs a grocery store with his wife. He's got a kid. He gets fat. He grows a Hitler stash. And it's just about the hijinks of this ex-hitman running a grocery store.
So is it kind of like The Way of the House Husband?
No, I would say the stakes are a little bit higher than that. It's a comedy action manga, and it balances out the two parts really well. Like, there are some panels in this manga that look so clean because like people like eventually find out where he's at, and then he just has to juggle spending time with his family and running a grocery store while also killing all these assassins, or not even killing all these assassins, just taking them out who want him dead.
So he doesn't murder anymore.
No, because his wife explicitly said, hey, if you murder anybody, we're getting a divorce. And that would break his heart. So now he's got to figure out how to navigate around all these assassins who want him and his family dead without killing anybody.
Oh, wow.
Does it do that thing where once he defeats them and doesn't kill them, they become like an ally or a friend?
Usually, yes. So his grocery store does end up being employed by other ex-hitmen who...
I guess they're not serial killers if they're hitmen, yeah.
Like the first guy that signs up is like he's got ESP so he can read minds. And Sakamoto is his like childhood assassin hero. And so he's just like, I'd rather live the quiet life with my hero than fight him. So here we are. And then there's the heiress of a triad family who doesn't like being a triad. So she just kind of signs up with his grocery store after Sakamoto helps her solve her triad problems. And clearly, as this manga goes on, it's going to keep adding more characters who just fuck with Sakamoto and his vibe. Because he's a very chill, stoic dude. He's kind of like a big teddy bear. But the ESP dude can read his mind, and that's how they communicate most of the time. And Sakamoto is just like, he knows how to kill you within 2 seconds. And the only reason why he can't is just because his wife told him no.
But he's always thinking about it?
Yeah, no, like, even, like, his grocery store attendant will say something annoying, and he's like, I can just fucking kill this guy. I can just break his fucking neck right now. I could just take this pen in my apron and stab him in the fucking throat.
Does it show these as panels or just as like...
Yes. Like, it shows his thought, and it's just an action scene of him grabbing a ballpoint pen and then just stabbing this dude in the face repeatedly until he dies. And he's like, bro, did you just think about killing me? And he's like, well, you're being kind of annoying.
I dig this.
No, it's fun. It's wholesome. Like, it's a good time. And as I said, the action in it is drawn super well. Like, you see somebody doing a flying triangle choke, and it kind of fucking rules.
Oh my gosh.
Like, they don't skimp on the action. Like, there's a scene where a guy pulls a gun on Sakamoto, and as he's throwing a punch, he disassembles the top half of the gun before the guy gets a chance to fire it, mid-punch, and then finishes the swing and knocks the dude the fuck out. I'm like, damn, that was clean. That looked cool as hell.
This is giving me like Mob Psycho vibes.
It kind of does have Mob Psycho vibes, because it's like, Sakamoto's like kind of not human. Like, the shit is based in reality, but yeah, there's guys with ESPs and like invisibility suits. But Sakamoto's just got main character status, like shonen powers for no reason. So he gets on a fight with a dude in a bus. Or not, it's not a bus, it's a subway. And you guys know those like hand railings at the top that you hold on to like keep yourself steady on the subway?
Mm-hmm.
He just like rips it off the ceiling and uses it as a bow staff.
Sweet baby Jesus.
and he just beats the shit out of the guy with it. And yeah, it's just a fun, wholesome time. And Sakamoto's metabolism, like, he purposefully stays fat to hide his appearance, but he's such a good assassin that he'll sometimes just burn so many calories in the middle of a fight, he'll go back to being hot and like skinny and ripped. And I'm like, damn, this guy is a smoke show. Like,
in the course of one fight.
Yeah, he does it all the time. And his employees are just like, how do you drop and gain so much weight so quick? And he's like, I like to eat. I like my cup noodle.
So he's Luffy.
Yeah, basically. And his daughter's cute. Like, she's fun. His family's fun. Because, like, his daughter doesn't know that he's killed people, but his wife does. And she's just like, no murder or I'll divorce you. Like, she's got this big ass list of rules that he has to follow. Otherwise, they get a divorce and it would just break his heart. So she's like, yep, no lying. Whenever we fight, we have to go out to dinner the same day to make up. No killing. And it's just a cute, wholesome, funny time with insanely choreographed action scenes. So I hope this gets animated, and I actually can't wait for it.
Probably will.
Let's see, what's Mappa doing? Probably nothing important or interesting.
Yeah, they're not busy.
They're not busy with anything cool, so I'm sure Mappa can get on this real quick. Anyway, you guys' YouTubes are a little light, so let me fill in the blanks for you. I went on this weird Five Nights at Freddy's rabbit hole. Like, I just kind of wanted to see where the series ended up. And it turns out the main plot of Five Nights at Freddy's is finished and wrapped up. And the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's passed off like development of future games to another studio. And, who gives a fuck about the main line Five Nights at Freddy's lore? Who gives a shit? So I saw a video by, let's see, what is this guy's name? By LS Mark. And he read every single Five Nights at Freddy's book. And there's the mainline books, which are kind of like a retelling of the games. And who gives a shit about those? They put out like Goosebumps style anthology series that are their own horror stories that are just barely tangentially related to Five Nights at Freddy's. And these are not fucking children's books, dude. These books are fucking horrifying. Like, there is a canonical Mpreg story where a man gives birth to an animatronic, and it is fucked up.
That sounds not healthy.
Yeah, how does that what?
Like,
well,
each book has like 3 or 4 stories in it, and they're all just about something different. And they usually have an animatronic in them, but like, these aren't spooky goosebumps. These are like legit horrifying books that make me as an adult uncomfortable. Why the fuck are we giving these to our children? I can't talk much shit because I sold a lot of cocaine in Vice City as an 8-year-old.
Do any wives die?
Yeah, kind of all the time.
Right.
I mean, there's this one story where a dude finds like a little doll. I don't remember what the name of the story is, but it's like this little doll is like, hey man, go buy a lottery ticket. And he's like, yeah, fuck it. Okay. And he buys a lottery ticket and wins the lottery. And he's like, oh shit. Oh yeah. The little doll's called Lucky Boy. And then the doll just keeps telling this dude how to live his life, and his life goes great and everything's looking up Millhouse. And like, the dude just kind of follows this doll unquestioningly.
Real quick, are we just never going to correct Jake on that?
What?
Coming up Millhouse. You've said looking up Millhouse twice now, and it's bothering me.
I don't give a shit about The Simpsons. I don't care. Whatever.
I'm just gonna cry.
Undercooked. Shut up.
Okay.
Whoa.
This is called deflection.
I don't care, but I'm also going to come for you.
I know. I was like, dang, you also made the mistake too. Let's just chill.
No, but he's got his 10-year high school reunion, and Lucky Boy's like, you're looking a little fucked up, my guy. You should do something about your face. And he's like, yeah, okay. So he just starts cutting off bits of his face with like a steak knife.
Oh.
Like, he's like, oh, my nose is a little too big, so I'll just shave off a little bit of that. And he's like, these cheekbones could be refined. I'll start shaving off a little bit of that. And then he just shows up to his 10-year high school reunion, a bloody fucking mess, and everybody there screams, and the story ends.
Nice.
10 out of 10. Give these books to your children.
It does feel in line with the scary stories I read as a kid.
And I mean, I'll tell one more. It's in the first book. Like, there's a story where this girl's like, hey, I hate that I'm not popular and cool and hot. I wish I was popular and cool and hot. And this animatronic shows up, just breaks into her room at the middle of the night. And she's like a little ballerina animatronic. And she's like, hey, here, wear this necklace. And then every day you'll get hotter, and every day everybody will like you more. And she's like, wow, that's neat. Okay, cool. And yeah, she puts on the medallion, and every day she gets a little hotter, and everybody at her high school starts liking her more, and she starts becoming popular. At some point, the animatronic's like, hey man, don't lose this fucking medallion. It would be really bad if you lost this medallion. And she's like, yeah, okay. And then she inevitably loses the medallion. And then the animatronic's like, hey man, what's up? And the animatronic, I believe, looks a little different. She's like, hey, why do you not look like an animatronic anymore? Why do you look like a normal person? And she's like, oh, well, while you were sleeping, I was just taking bits of your body and replacing them with animatronic parts that are perfect and cool and don't age because I want to be a real girl. So I've been taking your parts while you sleep. And I'm like, this is fucking horrifying. And then she just falls apart at the end of the story. Like her animatronic bits just fucking fall to shit because she doesn't have the medallion anymore. And then she's literally just a pile of scrap metal in the middle of her room. And I'm like, yep, give these stories to your kids.
Don't talk to strangers.
Yeah, don't let strangers break into your room in the middle of the night and promise you beauty and popularity.
It's common knowledge.
Let's see. There's this YouTuber called The Old Barrio, and he does like movie reviews and overviews of Chicano and LA culture movies. And he's kind of a new YouTuber, and I fuck with him.
Okay.
Like I've really been enjoying all of his movie reviews. Like he's legitimately very funny and provides an interesting insight on Chicano culture that I don't have because I'm viciously white for a Hispanic man. And yeah, those will be linked. The LS Mark video about the Five Nights at Freddy's books if you want to go on a 3-hour trip. The Old Barrio's YouTube channel too. And lastly, I've just saw a video that's kind of been ruining me because I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the most recent one.
Can't relate.
Yeah, I saw this video by a YouTuber called Literally Law called Why I Stopped Loving Multiplayer Games. And it's basically just a 30-minute video essay of an old boomer like me talking about how multiplayer games used to be cool and used to be fun and comparing them to the modern landscape of multiplayer games. Like, have you two noticed this? Or is it just me? Is it just me? Am I old? Am I out of touch to think that multiplayer gaming is a fucking nightmare in modern day?
I love Fortnite and Call of Duty. Stephanie, do you play much FPSs?
Not currently, but before I did.
Does he talk about FPSs specifically or multiplayer games?
Multiplayer in general, but a lot of FPSs.
Is Overcooked
I was
considered
gonna say that too.
co-op or multiplayer?
Well, I mean, it's technically co-op, but he's mainly talking about like competitive multiplayer games.
Like Valorant, League,
Yeah.
COD. Those, I mean,
And his beef is like, yeah, whenever a Game Pass touches a game, it kind of fucking ruins it. The only game with a Battle Pass he thinks is okay is Fortnite, and that's kind
hell
of
yeah.
like I agree. Like I don't like Fortnite, but you can you get your money's worth for Fortnite's Battle Pass,
You do.
and you
get
can
a lot of skins.
level it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But games like Apex Legends, like some of the skins used to be pretty cool on the Battle Pass, but leveling that Battle Pass fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like you're forced to play the game in a way that you probably won't find fun. Like, hey, use this character you don't fucking like. Or hey, use this gun you don't fucking like. And do it repeatedly and check in every day so you can fill in your battle pass. And like I barely know people who've actually finished the battle pass for Apex when they buy it. There's like one person I know.
I used to.
Yeah, you used to.
That's
like
a lie.
Overwatch 2. Continue.
I wouldn't get the last two guns, like, because there's always like you get up to level 100, and then if you're a real gamer, you'll do the extra 10 levels for each one just to get like the two guns that have a different skin. And yeah, I never did that. I'd be like, did my part, I'm out.
Yeah, like the battle pass situation in Overwatch 2 is so fucked. Like they straight up ruined Overwatch. Because I didn't mind the loot box system in Overwatch 1. I thought it was okay. And then they replaced it with this shitty battle pass that nobody gives a fuck about. That is apparently viciously hard to grind up. Like, I don't even think I have like 5 levels in the battle pass in Overwatch 2.
Hey, do you remember when everyone was upset at the loot boxes in Overwatch?
Yeah, no, I missed the fucking loot boxes in Overwatch.
yeah.
You remember when you used to play a multiplayer game and you used to just unlock shit for being good instead of having to buy a battle pass and grind out
Modern
shit you don't
Warfare
like
2?
doing? Yeah, original Modern Warfare 2 or like,
Yeah.
Halo 3 where,
Yeah.
oh, you got Hayabusa? That guy must fuck. I've been enjoying the new Modern Warfare 2 and I just hit Prestige in Modern Warfare 2. And I was like, okay, what's that mean? Do I reset? Do I re-level all the guns? No. Once you hit max or Prestige level in Modern Warfare 2, that's it. You just keep leveling up your Prestige level. You don't reset. You don't go back down to 0 and try to re-earn all your guns. You're just done.
Well, no, you go for Prestige 2 and Prestige 3.
No, it fucking
4.
sucks. Like the progression is done. And now, in order to unlock all of the guns in Modern Warfare 2, you have to use other guns you probably don't like to unlock the guns you do like.
Or you can go to the DMZ.
Even then, you still have to, because the DMC versions of the guns aren't the gun, like the original version of the gun. It's the DMZ version of the gun.
Oh, wow.
Like, hey, do you want to take these attachments off of this gun you found sucks. It's a DMZ version. You can't. So hopefully you found a normal version of the DMZ gun. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, clearly maybe like I could start earning XP for the battle pass or whatever. Maybe that's where the progression's at. And I looked at the battle pass from Modern Warfare 2 and it's dog shit. Like, who actually gives a fuck about the Modern Warfare 2 battle pass right now? Would you like to own generic Call of Duty man number 4 or generic Call of Duty girl number 2? Give us $20, dumb bitch, and we'll give them to you. Have fun. Thanks for spending $70 in our game.
Did this video have anything positive to say about multiplayer games, or is it just
In a modern
sucks?
context, no. He just said, yeah, man, co-op games are where it's at. Like, good luck playing a competitive multiplayer game by yourself. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that fun note, I got some music. I'll just drop them real quick. I've been listening to a lot of Fantasy Noises and Perfect Illusions by Deathbrain. If you're into some chill, break chord, chill wave type vibes, I can recommend that to you. And I've also been listening to Mexican post-punk.
How's it pronounced?
What, La Texana?
That's what I thought he was going to say.
I'm sorry, how's it pronounced, Robert? If the band name is not La Texana, what is it?
Well, it should be La Tejana.
Shut the fuck up. I've been listening to this band called La Tejana, and I really enjoy their music. They are a Mexican band that makes new wavy style post-punk music. And I've been bumping Nunca He Sabido Amar and Resiste on repeat. Those songs fuck.
I'll definitely check that out.
I think you like it.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, Robert likes my new wave garbage. So I'm just like, it's new wave garbage that I love listening to, except it's in Spanish now. Also, did Robert tell you about how he had a meltdown when he sent me that link for, what's his name? Perfect Zemp?
Yeah.
You did not. Wait.
And I was like, oh, I've already listened to this artist. And he's like, no!
Why? You would not tell me that.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him. So
I have listened to Zemp before. That's why when you sent me the album, I was like, oh, I'm already halfway through this album. Like, it loaded the 50% of the way through. And I was like, oh, I know who this artist is. It's just his name is spelt weird with like Roman numerals. So I just didn't recognize the name at first. I have not listened to the album Give Me Razon, though. So that one's new.
Well,
But if you listen to artists like Haircuts for Men, like I do, it's not hard to see why YouTube would recommend you Perfect Zemp. Like, I'll send you a Haircuts for Men album, and you'd be like, damn, if I fuck with Zemp, I'll fuck with this album too.
I'm always down for more recommendations. Like I said, all I listened to this entire month was just soundtrack to La La Land because that's stuck in my brain.
I've also been listening to Let It Die. Some of my favorite songs off the soundtrack are Let It Die, and Let It Die is pretty good. There's another song on the soundtrack called Let It Die, like that one. I mean, if you really want to be sold on the soundtrack, there's a song called Let It Die on there, and I think that'll really sell you.
Is there a country Let It Die song?
There's a couple of acoustic songs, but I do not have the band name to give you.
Probably check out Let It Die. Sounds
I mean,
like
my favorite song off the soundtrack is Let It Die by Universe. So if you're in the mood for some good old-fashioned 2010 J-rock, you got that going for you. So do we want to talk about current events or what's up?
I mean, it's your
I'm saying none of you had any news on your thing.
because the world's shit. It's awful.
Okay, so Robert killed Titanfall 3. That's what I was trying to get to.
How did this happen?
Well,
I bought the Fortnite Battle Pass.
He bought the Fortnite Battle Pass and killed Titanfall 3. So, according to Kotaku, Respawn Entertainment just canceled a new Titanfall project that was going to feature characters from Apex Legends and Titanfall 2. And it was going to be a single-player driven narrative experience with a lot of similar aspects to Titanfall 2, leading me to believe that this was just Titanfall 3, and they shot it in the face so they could just make more shitty content for Apex Legends. So, I hope you're happy, Robert. I hope you got what you wanted.
Yeah, it's not like I was.
You bought all those battle passes and it was your fault.
It's not like Titanfall 3 is the FPS sequel I'd been looking forward to more than any other.
I told you, the day Apex Legends dropped, this is going to kill Titanfall if you support it.
But it's giving money to the people making Titan.
Yeah, and enough of the creators got mad that this project got canceled that they just left Respawn. So the Titanfall team is now bleeding out and forming their own studio, which, I mean, we're never going to get Titanfall 3, but we might get Smitenfall 1. So
Can't wait to meet my favorite character, TB.
Yep, and they're gonna probably do the spiritual successor thing now because they kept wanting to work on this game, and then EA was like, "No, keep pumping out updates for Titan or Apex Legends," and they're like, "Oh." So, Stephanie, you give a shit about Titanfall?
Stephanie,
it's fine.
Oh wait, what? No, I'm here.
So, do you give a shit about Titanfall at all?
Well, I don't know a lot about it, so I guess explain everything to me, peeps.
I mean, Titanfall 1 was a multiplayer only first person shooter. It was a first party Xbox game that was really fun. You play as these guys called pilots, and the bit is you basically do sick parkour and shoot guys at the same time. And then Titanfall 2 dropped, the sequel, and you are playing as a guy in the multiplayer who can do sick parkour and shoot guys. And also, I didn't mention this, you can orbital drop a mech from the sky and then get in the mech and then fight dudes in the multiplayer with your mech.
I'm sold. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that's what made Titanfall so fun is, are you on foot? You are wall running at the speed of sound, grappling, hooking your way around Titans, and it's magic. Like, hey, are you bad at the game? Don't worry. The default game mode has AI opponents running around that you can shoot for a very small amount of points, or you could kill other players for a large amount of points. And you can also, you could drop your Titan and then have the AI control them. So if you want to protect your Titan as he's running around murking dudes, you can do that. And it is very fun and satisfying. But the unexpected part about Titanfall 2 is the campaign dropped and it rules. It is actually a weirdly bonding story of a man and his mech. And it's got a lot of fun and interesting gameplay mechanics that are just unexpected. I haven't seen a first-person shooter campaign implemented this well that wasn't single-player based since
it is a retelling of
Black
the
Ops
classic blockbuster film known as The Iron Giant.
It is. It's got a lot of similarities to Iron Giant.
Oh my gosh, I'm so used to you saying Shrek that I almost was like, what?
So
Obviously,
yeah, if you want to hate your life like we do, go play Titanfall 2 campaign. That game sold like shit, so you can get it on sale for $5 usually.
Yeah, I don't know if that runs on Mac, but if it did, you should definitely play that. It's like a 4 or 5 hour campaign, and it is the best.
All right, I'll take notes.
Plus, it's got time travel.
Also, in news only Jake gives a fuck about, the furries are coming to Street Fighter 6. We can't stop it. It's inevitable.
Is there going to be new characters? Or wait, what do you mean?
Capcom Pro Tour, a competitive fighting game tournament for Capcom games, and recently Street Fighter 6 is going to be in the latest one, has announced a $2 million prize pool, which is outstanding.
Oh, that's huge. Oh my gosh.
Competitive fighting games, there are people who have won Tekken 7 tournaments who have flown to America from Japan and gotten $3,000. They have come in first place out of 1,000 other competitors, and they got enough money to cover their hotel fees and the flight home, and that's it. But now, first place in the Street Fighter 6 tournament for Capcom Pro Tour is $1 million. And the second million will be divided amongst places 2 through 8. So now we're about to see a lot of young blood hit the Street Fighter community.
This is like that community episode of the paintball episode. All right, just a simple, easy prize pool so this doesn't get crazy. What's the prize? $1 million.
No, because there's a lot of Sonic Fox is, I believe, a non-binary African-American self-identifying furry who has been busting cheeks in every fighting game known to man recently, other than Street Fighter, because they just don't give a fuck. But now that there's $1 million prize pool, we're going to see the blue fursuit show up on stage for Street Fighter 6. Because the competitive scene for Street Fighter has been just dominated by the old veterans who just never stop playing. But now that the prize pool is actually worth the price of admission and no longer just playing for the love of the game, I feel like we're going to see some crazy shit.
This does sound wild. Wait, I guess for both of you, how do you feel about Street Fighter? Is it something you love? Is it something you don't love? Is it kind of something that's just there?
I'm kind of mid on Street Fighter, but I'm so excited for Street Fighter 6.
I don't give a shit, have never given a shit, and I kind of was like, you know what, fuck this game, not gonna play it. Until I saw Cammy's new design, and now I'm 100% in. Cammy main, let's go, Street Fighter 6.
Put a muscle-bound Greek boxing woman of Italian descent in the game, and I want her to break me in half. I am most definitely maining Marissa when Street Fighter 6 drops.
Well, it's all making sense now.
I'm actually excited, because fighting games are the only competitive esport that I think is kind of worth watching, because it's the only one that pulls in crowds. The money is not there, but it's usually got a dedicated community of men and women and
non-binary
people in between and others that just are playing for the love of the game. But now that there's money involved, now that there's big money, I think we might be able to see a big push for competitive fighting games. And also, I like watching a fighting game tournament. There aren't any other games that get me, esports matches that get me more hyped than fighting games.
I just love the crazy shit people do, that.
Yeah, because in League of Legends, it's smart to play it safe. So you're gonna see most teams play it pretty safe. In fighting games, people don't give a fuck. they'll pull out the worst tier character in the entire game just because the character is so shit, other people don't know how to fight him.
I love seeing people show up with like Guitar Hero controllers.
Yeah,
just
there's a
all
guy who
sorts of
showed up
crazy
with a
things.
Rock Band keyboard for, I think it was Street Fighter V, and he was making waves. He was doing it.
Because not only do you get defeated by someone who's obviously trolling you, but they keep doing it. And it just triggers everyone. And it's just so great to watch.
That's why,
Especially when people get mad.
That's why Sonic Fox is so fun to watch, because he'll show up in the furry suit. I'm sorry, they'll show up in the furry suit and stare you down. And it's intimidating. What are you going to do about it? You're about to get your ass whooped, is what you're about to do about it.
Exciting stuff. How do you feel about Street Fighter, Stephanie?
I really like it. I think it's more a nostalgia thing too, because my brother's really into it. I feel like with like arcades and different things like that, you would see more Street Fighter in there. And so that's always really cool. But also, I won't lie, I think I've only seen like one kind of like esports thing. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how this one goes. Because $1 million, that is a lot of money.
For first place.
So much money.
I said, I'm excited. Like, I'm probably going to make sure I'm here for, because I usually just watch like fighting game, like videos that have been uploaded after the tournament's over. But I think I'm actually going to try to show up for this one live.
Show up, like go there?
Oh, hell no. I don't got that kind of money.
I was like, bro, that's wild.
That would be cool though.
That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of interesting stuff is happening for competitive fighting games. As I said, we got Pakistan making waves in Tekken. We got this new $2 million prize pool for Street Fighter 6. I don't know, Dragon Ball FighterZ is getting rollback netcode soon, so maybe people will pick that shit back up. Like, I'm excited. I'm stoked.
I like DBZ Fighter, so yeah.
I'm happy to have a competitive sporting event that I give a shit about. You know, other than the Super Bowl, because the Chiefs definitely deserve to win.
There we go.
I agree.
There we go.
Well,
That was my month, boys.
We've done it again.
We did it,
gone
and it
through
was-
another episode.
Only 4 hours long this time.
I was going to say, I don't want to know how long it was because I got to edit that. That'll be fun. But we did it. I'm excited because this next one is going to be even better than this one.
Yeah, because we are definitely not doing this everybody run down their list shit again.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a terrible idea. It was awful.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But-
we should probably go stick to the round robin version that we did in the first episode. Like, holy fuck.
I got an idea for it'll be better. It'll be better. But all right, that's the episode. So I guess we'll catch you guys next time.
Goodbye, everybody, and remember, your childhood fucking sucked. Fullmetal Alchemist sucks. The Eagles suck. Your favorite band sucks. Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.